Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you are on planet Earth. My name is Scott Schertzen, alongside Mr. Brandon Kay, joining us all the way from up in Maine. And welcome to Sunday Night Football reaction, rambling, and commentary here on Stream Punk Sports as the 10-4 Dallas Cowboys hope to clinch the NFC East with a win tonight against the visiting Washington football team. This is a team right now that knows full well what they're playing for. Washington, on the other hand, is hanging on to their playoff lives by an unbridled thread at 6-8. So this is going to be a solid matchup. But frankly, I think when it comes down to it, this is what the Cowboys were made for. Brandon?
Yeah, I definitely agree. You're at home. You have the division is still in a little bit of the wings in which Washington or even Philly can make a late season surge and kind of steal that division title. So Dallas really, oh no, actually, I stand corrected. I think Dallas just clinched the division. I think I saw a notification around 7 o'clock or so. So that being said, we'll see if they are in that mode where they got in. If they want to take the foot off the gas, we'll see. So Washington, I don't think is out of the wild card race. So they still need to win this game, win out the rest of the season to have a hope. So I think we're still going to get a pretty motivated Dallas team because we know what this rivalry does going back decades now. So I think we're going to have a pretty good game here.
Yeah. I think like you've mentioned, Washington right now, Taylor Heineke is hanging on by a thread at 6-8. They still have a shot at the playoffs right now. But in some ways, the fact that their division rival, the Philadelphia Eagles, won today and won handily at that, also put a huge damper on their playoff chances because now they're 8-7. Like I said, the Cowboys right now, it wasn't ever really at this point so much about winning the NFC East. I mean, it was kind of a lock. It's been more or less a lock for the last couple of weeks. Now it's a matter of where do they land, because you got a team right now that is playing very close right now to the Rams and how they're going right now. And can they get that very possible second seed spot and possibly, depending, overtake the Bucs? Find out.
Yeah, I think it's definitely possible. You have Arizona losing last night, going to 10-5.
We're going to talk about that tonight, too. Yeah.
Yeah, we are, which was a very impactful game NFC standing wise. And then you have, I'm trying to pull it up right now.
Yeah, I was going to say they had their loss.
NFC, yeah. So you have Dallas right there at 4 as the last division winner. So yeah, Tampa is a little bit injury riddled, but we know that they'll be able to bounce back from injuries with just they've signed Le'Veon Bell a couple days ago, even last week. Antonio Brown is back from his suspension. They have depth. Slowly, you'll get these guys coming back come playoff time. Don't count Tampa out, but really, yeah, if you could 10-4 win this game, you move to 11-4. They would be in a prime position to be able to steal that 2 seed.
I think in some ways, even stealing the 3 seed would be valuable here too, because if the season ended today, the Arizona Cardinals would be playing whatever the 4th place team is overall. And that is a team that is 7-1 on the road right now. So I mentioned this morning on NFL Insiders, that it is highly possible that in a weird quirk of a situation, that loss yesterday might have helped them because it might reinforce where they are in fact strongest. Will it? Who knows? But
yeah, they would travel to Dallas for that first playoff game, and I really wouldn't count them out.
Yeah.
I mean, we know Kyler Murray is from Texas. The big games in that state, that I don't think that pressure would phase him. I would give Arizona the only thing that would be question about Arizona would be how would their coaching be in the playoffs. We do not know. We don't know what the Cardinals with under Kyler and Cliff Kingsbury are. But if I had to pick one or the other to trust, I'd probably pick Kyler.
Yeah, and I think in this case, you're looking at the future of the NFL. You got Kyler Murray on one side, you got Dak on the other, if the playoffs end up happening in that particular case. But at 10-5, they have dropped now 5 of the last 8. So it is cause for concern, but maybe, just maybe, they're going to catch a break here. because of the fact that they have, in fact, been so much better on the road than they've been at home, that you might be able to catch a little bit of, like I said, an advantage this way. Now, my question to you is, with the Cowboys, if hypothetically they go into this game and lose tonight at home against Washington, what does that do for their playoff chances, and what happens to them?
For Washington
No,
or
for Dallas.
for
If Dallas
Dallas,
loses the game
that
hypothetically.
was them also moving to 10-5.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I would be concerned with Dallas. I would be. We know the running game is questionable outside of Pollard. So can you? So now the new question is: can Pollard be your horseback going into the playoffs? You have their defense pretty sound. I think they would still be able to win a playoff game, but
Mhm.
I think losing to going to 10-5 right now is not where Dallas wants to be.
Yeah. I mean, right now, I think they're favored by about 8.5 points here. So it is their game to lose more than it is Washington's game to win. If Washington falls to 6-9, that would guarantee them a losing season again. And unlike last year, that does not get them into the playoffs. My thought is, in this case, Dallas is this. Like I said, this is what Jerry Jones made this team for. You have a stadium that averages 92,000 fans per game, and that's not even a sellout. You have a team that is on a Sunday night game, a game that is being watched globally, because this team is arguably worldwide the most famous football team that's out there, American football team. I've noticed that when we do games here, we get a lot of people from all over literally all over the planet. And a lot of people in the other parts of the world are like, we don't know a lot of the teams, but we recognize the
But we know
Cowboys. Yeah.
that's right.
And that's the big thing here. That's their advantage. And Sunday night, like I said, this is what Jerry made this team for. Kickoff is now underway. It's going to go back out of the end zone. So the more often than not touchback, and we are getting things underway. Dak is taking the field right now. Mr. Prescott has had a great rebound season. After that injury that he took last year, there was some massive concerns about what was going to happen to him. But you know what? Your record, you are what your record says, and they say it's 10-4.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I've never been a huge fan of that saying to believing it to such a point where that that is what it is. But I would, if you looked at this team over the course of the season and you took all the final scores out and you said this team is 10-4, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah. I mean, right now he's at a 68% completion rate, 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and just picked up 8 yards on that first down pass. So he has been efficient all the way through. I mean, you want a typical, on average, 2 touchdown, 1 interception ratio. He's sitting at a 2.5 to 1, clip, and he's still young. He's got a lot of years ahead of him. Handoff there picks up.
Yeah, we still don't
just
think.
enough of the first. So go ahead.
Yeah, whenever we mention that whole young quarterbacks, we have Kyler, Herbert, stuff like that. But Dak is
Daniel
still,
Jones.
yeah, yeah, and Zach Wilson, who
Mhm.
actually played a
He
damn good game
That
today.
was a good run for a touchdown. You guys had to be
Oh
excited
man,
about
oh man,
that.
he was juking and he looked good, and I love the black man.
Mhm.
And it was actually crazy because I'm working Sundays delivering, so I
Mhm.
listen to the games. So I'm thinking about, and I didn't even realize the being in Maine, the location, how it would change the regional
Mhm.
games I'm seeing. So I'm like, wow, for a second, yeah, I can finally watch this Jet game. Oh wait, I'm in New
Mhm.
England country, so that's not going
Only the
to
people into
happen.
playing each other. Yeah.
Yep,
You
but
know,
I can still rest my laurels on that win and the
uh,
Patriots loss.
Dak QB sneak picks up 2, gets the first down for real this time. I said it last time. Apologies for that. Right now, sitting at the 38-yard line, fake handoff to Ezekiel Elliott, and he's got a little bit of time taken off and is sacked for a loss of a yard. So our first official sack, such as that is right now. The Washington football team is doing their best impersonation of the Alabama's Crimson Tide with their helmets, with the numbers on the side. A lot of people hate it. I rather like it.
Um, I, for the most part, don't like it. And like we
Yeah.
saw Cleveland, their jerseys yesterday with not the jerseys, well, the helmets. They had the same kind of, but it almost looked like Sharpied on. And I never
Dak was
liked
sacked again. Oof.
I never liked the numbers on the helmet.
I think if it's done right, it works. I mean, I understand what you're coming up with the Browns and all that, but I do like it with Washington. I like the color. I've always liked that color scheme. I've always liked that aesthetic. The Browns have just, to me, always had just a stupid, ugly color. I get they're the Browns. That's the nickname of the team, but I think it's a terrible color scheme. I would see if you could figure out some way to incorporate something else into there. I'd consider it. Right now, Dak has a 3rd and 16 after 2 straight sacks, pass over the middle, prevent defense, and lateral to the side and drop fumble lateral to Cooper, who basically takes off and is going to be dropped for a loss.
There's
I think it's an unexpected
in my
lateral.
county, there is a neighboring school district, and their team colors. Well, they're actually, because this district is so big, they're split into 2 high schools.
Mhm.
So one high school, and you know how it is, Jersey. They're all like this, where a lot of these high school teams straight up just rip off the NFL team logos and the names. So
Yeah.
so the one high school is the Rams, and the one's the Vikings. But they'll change the color schemes. So the Vikings, with the Rams, it's yellow and purple, more like the pro Vikings,
Yeah.
which still works. It's fine. But then the Vikings, they have this, which I guess is kind of accurate to Viking lore. It's just this brown,
Commercial break, by the way. Go ahead.
this like ugly brown, and this like mustard yellow. They're just so dull. And yeah, these brown, orange, yellow color combinations without any of these nice colors mixed in there, I'm not a huge proponent of.
I don't know. The color the thing what we
Stay
had,
away.
we had this white and like this god awful ugly baby blue. And it wasn't even like, God,
It's like royal stuff.
the most baby blue of baby blue for our
It's like what, like Tar Heel, like North Carolina blue.
kind of, yeah, but even
All right,
not
works
as
still.
badass though. But no, but it was honestly, it just didn't work with a football aesthetic called the Warriors. And
Okay.
yeah, and it was just eventually they changed it to more of a blue, like I got on the hat here. But for a long time, it was just like, yeah, it's kind of garbage. But
Yeah, my high school.
the Browns got to change that color scheme. Maybe they'll have better success if they do. So.
My high school is red and white.
Mhm.
Simple.
Never had a problem with that. Kind of rolling it today with my Washington Sentinels jersey. By the way, I just want to point out while coming out of the commercial break in a second. Yes, I did indeed get new jerseys for Christmas, so I will be rolling them out in the coming weeks. So I'm excited about that. So I'm not going to say what I got, but yeah, I've got a few of them. I'm going to be rolling in. New pop culture movie-based jerseys, much like this one where Keanu Reeves wore in The Replacements all those years ago. But let's see. It was okay. Tar Heel blue and blue. By the way, proper spelling on that blue. By the way, because our team was never actually that good.
Yeah, the Tar Heels.
He's gonna be pissed when I said that too. He was actually on the sports teams. I was on the chess team for like half a semester and quit. But right now, Dak Prescott has already been sacked twice for a loss of about 6 yards overall. Not a lot, but that sets a great tone for that Washington defense. If they can start to build off of that and maybe get 3 points here, start to build a little momentum. Who knows? Early to say, but it would be great for Washington to capitalize on that after the punt they just had. 11:33 left, 1st down and 10 for Washington. They're getting lined up in a moment. And so.
Yeah, I feel like a lot now with these offenses and the way they are, it's all touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. But like with these field goals, it's like getting that 3 points. It's like that's nothing to sneeze at. Like,
turnover.
How many times have the Chargers in recent years lost by less than like a touchdown? It would be like 3 points, 4 points, 5 points. And there was some point in that game where getting a field, or they wanted to get a field goal, and getting that opportunity, getting the field goals, especially early on, just kick it, get your 3 points. Why? I don't know why that's such a negative.
By the way, I want to point out that Washington just immediately on the first play threw an interception. It's not
Yeah,
going to count. It's not going to count as a punt
to
interception.
guess who? To guess who on the
Yep.
Cowboys?
Oh, I know. Yeah, picking it up basically to Diggs. Who else would it be there? But immediately, I just finished saying that Washington had a chance to capitalize, make something happen, do something there, set a tone. And what happens? First play, 35-yard interception. So Dallas has the ball back now at 3-29, just like basically they never lost it at all. What's that?
I mean, they set a tone all right to the other team.
Yeah.
It looks like Diggs was just running a route on that. Like he was the receiver.
He outplayed that. Elliott with an 8-yard pickup. So actually, it was a great first down there. Or first down, yeah. Obi reminded me that we were state champions in football and wrestling while I was there. I don't remember that. I remember the soccer team did or basketball team did relatively well, but not being athletically inclined, I never really followed the sports aspect much. Elliott, by the way, with another pickup across the line of scrimmage, picks up about 7. So they are already doing remarkably well with Ezekiel Elliott. That's exactly what you needed out of that young man.
Yeah, one of the biggest questions with them all year was Elliott, what they're going to do with him in the moving forward in the offseason. It's a huge question mark. It's a huge head scratcher. I don't know why I said it like that.
That works. It is a head scratcher.
Head scratcher.
Cooper with a short pickup too. So, but yeah, but Dak right now, actually 3 for 3 for about 20 yards overall, which is nice for his start. Second down and 5 at this point, right across the midfield 49-yard line of Washington, and picked up immediate first down for about 11 yards there. So the Cowboys are driving. They've responded well after that punt and are doing almost borderline into field goal range. So 9:56 left. Again, I want to give a shout out to your team, by the way. Beat the Jags, but still a win just the same. So kudos to that. All right, Dak is back. Dak takes off and does not lose and does a nice little slide for about 3 or 4. But yes, kudos to basically your Jets
with no Salah, with no head coach on the sidelines.
Yeah, being sidelined due to COVID. My Giants, I just got to get this out there. They lost 34-10. This team is trash. This is the first season since 1992 that they have started 3 different quarterbacks, and that shit ain't anytime soon.
No, the Jets did that 3 weeks in a row.
No, God, it's just I can't. I'm getting messages from everybody being like, "Your team sucks." Like, yeah, no shit. Dak with a free play looks like pass over the middle to 11-yard line, depending on the flag on the play here. Another catch by Cooper. He's off to a really good start. But again, it depends on what this flag ends up being here. 9 minutes left. But as for you guys, do you have any thoughts, comments? Anybody you're rooting for? Anybody you're rooting against? Either way, passes decline. So that completion is legit. And Dallas is now down inside the 15-yard line with a first down. Great pass, by the way, from Dak to Cooper on that. And sets up an immediate threat. 9 minutes left. 8:55 left. Killing some time here. And a fumble. And Elliott picks it back up. Boy, it's been sloppy on both sides so far. That's ironically the second fumble by Dallas today. All right. Do you have a prediction, sir?
Oh God.
We got to go with the prediction.
Yeah, it's early enough. Let's see. I'm gonna go 30. Wait, let's see.
I already have it in my head, so.
What I'm gonna say?
No, what I'm gonna say.
No. I think the Cowboys can win 32-24.
You're pretty close to what I had. I was gonna say 31-20. Possibly some garbage points towards the end, but all right. So that's what we got. What do you guys got? Let us know in the comments of this case. If you like what we have, if you hate what we have, if you agree, you disagree. Dak, and that's going to be the first touchdown of the game. Easy touchdown to Ezekiel Elliott. And let's see what kind of little. All right, there we go. No dance. I was hoping for a cool dance on that.
Did he feed?
No, he really didn't do anything. Just a little, flying chest bump, but no dance on that I could tell. Yeah, still Touchdown is a touchdown. Sheldon, I'm sure you're happy. But
You have anybody in this game fantasy wise?
I do not actually. My team is the best of the worst. So placing 7th out of 12th. I had a bye last week, and this week I've got a lock on it because my opponent gave up. You know, because when you're in the consolidation bracket, which is a nice way of saying you're the best of the shit,
Right.
Most people stop playing. Kick is up, and it's good. How about you? Do you have anybody left?
No, I haven't been playing fantasy this year.
You did. As soon as I said that, I thought I was wrong. But Obi, I think, sure does. He's got like 5 different leagues happening at the same time.
Oh,
Right
I bet he does.
yeah, no doubt. But
I'm
Dallas,
sure it's a situation where he's got the same player that another team in another league has against him, where he wants them to do so well and so shit at the exact same time.
Yeah,
And the internal struggle of that is hilarious.
That's why I can't do more than one fantasy league. It's hard enough rooting against my own team. If hypothetically my team ever did well, but it's tough enough to root against your own team when you have fantasy points on the other side that you need. Yeah, I can't do.
Depending on how deep I'd be in a league, I wouldn't pick a single Jet.
Zach Wilson put up good numbers today, though.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I know, but
yeah. But fantasy numbers. I know it's always weird where there's like some games that a quarterback can play where real football wise, it's a phenomenal game, but like fantasy wise, it's like nothing.
I guess the emoji of panic basket is the same basic thing as a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
It's
Book of Boba Fett. Can't wait for that. That'll be all finished by the time I'm home.
By the way, shameless plug on this side. Tales from the Film Set, twitch.tv/Tales from the Film Set. We will be doing a live stream reaction commentary on that as we watch it for the first time, 8 p.m. Eastern. If you've seen it ahead of time, that's fine. Join us anyway. Give us your thoughts. Spoil it for us if you want. We're fine with that too. But we do that every Wednesday with whatever Disney Marvel has. So we just finished up Hawkeye, and now we're switching over that way. So, by the way, it's a commercial break right now. I forgot to mention that to the people who just left. So.
I think, speaking of the whole spoiler thing, I have done a harder job from any movie to try and not get the spoilers, like with Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even anything Instagram scroll right past. Scroll. I need to take the scroll. I will not watch it. I have to. I can't.
Give me credit on that. I do. So
I need every frame. Honestly, I don't even want to watch a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have seen the full trailer yet of Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, I kind of knew it was coming because they had talked a little bit about it.
I knew, but then with a lot of these movies, when it comes to that kind of hype or anticipation for something, and whether it actually comes to fruition or not.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to go into the movie, I'm watching at home, not gonna lie, watching at home, and just take it in every last frame for what it is, as like a religious experience.
It's exactly what I did for Matrix Resurrections the other day. Love that movie. Was clueless as heck going into it, but I love the franchise. I'm just hardcore a fan of the franchise, so I was happy to see Chapter 4.
I have yet to watch that too. See, that was one of those things where I've seen all 3 of them before, but not in such even a recent time where I would just go to Resurrections having the solid knowledge. I would have to be like on YouTube watching a summary.
It would help.
Yeah, like straight up, like even just a 10-minute summary, just to catch me up real quick, just to refresh the memory because it's been a long time.
I would. This is a reboot / sequel, so it does rely on the fact that you know how the last ones were. That helps you a ton. So, 2nd down and 10. Heineke with his little sidearm, good completion there. Picks the first down, goes to about 13 yards overall. Nice little pass play there. I think his first completion of the game. And clock continues to run, but the last two passes he's thrown have been sidearms, and you know what? This one worked. So I like Washington. What do you think of Taylor Heineke, though?
I'm overall a fan of him. I think he can play. I think if you were, especially to have him in a backup role, he would be one of the best backups.
Mm-hmm.
So I think having him as a formal starter in a solid system where it can really protect or hide any weaknesses or flaws
Mm-hmm.
and still elevate the things that he's good at, then he could succeed and thrive. But so far, overall, with his time as the starting quarterback for Washington, I have overall been more impressed than unimpressed.
Okay. But he's also on the climb up, too, as I mentioned. But
yeah.
So right now, Cowboys are up 7-0 with about 6.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Second down and 4 at the 45-yard line of Washington.
You know, and this is a team that lost Chase Young early in the season, still holding on and trying to make a push for a playoff spot. So shows Ron Rivera is actually a very, not actually, but he is just showing you, especially coming from Carolina, you come to the new team, you know, it can kind of show how good these coaches are.
By the way, I want to point out I like the second and third one. Second more than the third one. I like that, the third one was decent to me, and I know that's sacrilege to say that, but the first one was mind blowing.
I think you have to just on not even closure, but just to know and just to be able to have the knowledge to
unique. Yeah, this one assumes that you have seen the first three movies and ties in a little bit with old footage and everything. So if you only saw the first one and then you watch the new one that came out, you're going to be lost as hell. So it assumes that you've seen, like I said, all of them. Cobra Kai season 4.
Not the fact that they were sequels, but the fact how they bled into each other, where it was so direct.
And that's like I said, I like to see
the same exact scene.
So, 2 was solid. I like I said, 3 was okay, but this one I place it at like Matrix Reloaded or a little bit better. Punt return right now across the 15, across the 20, down to 25-yard line. So a decent return of about 20 yards there. But yeah, I would place Resurrection somewhere around the Reloaded or maybe a tiny bit higher than that, because it felt to me so much like a movie that wanted to be made, which is part of the reason why it went to HBO Max, I think. It hurt themselves at the box office in a big way. Anyway, we're back to a commercial break right now. 6 minutes left. Dallas has the ball back at their own 25-yard line. So, I don't know. My take is basically, I'd say watch it all anyway, all 4 of them.
CeeDee Lamb to hold that ball better, dude.
Yeah. I know you saw the handoff from one hand to the other.
Way holding it out there like a baseball.
Yeah. Speaking of that season, well, under normal circumstances, would be starting pitchers and catchers in about a month and a half. Who knows what's going to happen
there? That's so crazy.
God. The funny thing is you got a new manager over there, somebody to be excited about, and God knows what's going to happen with the season.
You got to sign Chris Bryant.
That's right. You want to try
and see, like, my thing with it is, we kill the Mets in the past for all these crappy free agent signings and stuff like that. Like you signed Jason Bay, expecting him to be monstrous, and it ends up being crap, beyond crap. So it's like, let's say they do miss out on Chris Bryant. We're going to bang on them. We're going to be Steve Cohen, Billy Up. Why didn't you go get Chris Bryant? And if we do get Chris Bryant and he plays great for us, and then obviously it's a win-win. But then you go Chris Bryant and he's a bust. You're going to get knocked anyway. So yes, of course you go get Chris Bryant and you give him the credit in the moment, because that's what you want them to be doing. Because you would have banged on them if they got some mid infielder or some fourth, fifth outfielder that's been on eight different teams in their career. That's just some depth roster guy.
Well, if you go back a little further, when the Mets got Mike Bordick, in 2000, and traded Melvin Mora, who went on to have a very strong career.
Yeah.
A lot of it with Baltimore too. And then Mike Border re-signed with Baltimore at the end of the season. I like I said, every year the Mets, I think you give you guys just enough hope to have faith, and then just undercut it out of you. I know I'm married to one, so
No, but this time is different.
well, like I said, you've got an old school manager there, and I like that. I've
Yeah.
always been a fan of that man. If anybody, there's few people in Major League Baseball aside from, like, say, Dusty Baker, that deserves a World Series, and Buck Showalter is one of them. Okay, back to it. Elliott, well, not Elliott, but across the 30, down to the 33, 34-yard line, give or take. So that running game so far for Dallas has been very impressive. If you look at it overall, Pollard picked up about 8 yards on that particular play. But the rushing yards right now, they're at 35 yards rushing to just 6 for Washington. And that's going to open up the pass, which in this case, Dak is back. Pass across back to Pollard again, who picks up about 7 and a first down. So they're rolling with it. Averaging a little over 5.5 yards a play at this point. But in your case, do you have a specific horse in this race or no?
In this game?
Yeah.
No, not particularly.
Mm-hmm.
I know I want to. I don't know. I think the Super Bowl this year, though, I'll probably
great catch.
Put something down and get some real investment into it.
Great catch by CD.
Emotionally and financially speaking, that is.
I don't know. I mean, right now, I think the way things are, and I think you'd probably be different. You'd be at least close to agreeing with me on this. The NFC is going to go through Green Bay, barring some strange miracle right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think so. I think they're, out of all these NFC teams in a playoff position, they're playing the most solid and the most trustworthy football.
Yeah.
By far.
And with what what his record is at home with Aaron Rodgers, if this is his swan song, he's going to be able to want to go out on a winning term there, because you don't realize how much you can collect if you wanted to basically continue next season.
Yeah, an insane amount. Yeah, I think with flag on the play.
Yeah, there's not. Yeah, basically it was against Washington for a false start, but it was declined. So now the Cowboys are at the 23-yard line. Quick pass across, and Wilson was not a horse collar tackle, but was close, but it picks up about 3 or 4, almost 4 minutes, a little over 4 minutes left in the first quarter, and Dallas has a shot of being up 14 points in the first quarter. That's pretty much what we expected.
Yeah, 3 times the amount of plays.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've controlled the clock. Good. So.
Washington has, other than Chase Young, has a lot of guys out on defense in this game. They're stripped down thin.
Incomplete pass also bring up a third down.
Dallas is pretty much on the contrary, as healthy as a team can be.
But yeah, Dak right now 11 for 12, 109 yards and a touchdown. So if he's on your fantasy team, be happy with that. He picked up a few yards rushing too. So 3:49 left in the first quarter and the 19-yard line.
Through the hands, Pollard.
Yeah, in and out. Dak is back under a little bit of pressure. Completion over to Cooper, who's now inside the 10-yard line and still rolling. Slow-moving first quarter in my mind, but
yeah, a little bit. It's been a little choppy.
I kind of give my report on basically what I deem is like a faster, slow-moving half or game, kind of like Michael Kay does a manageable and unmanageable baseball game. So, but Cooper's had a solid start too. Down the 9-yard line, fake handoff, and there's your second touchdown of the game. Oh, there's a flag on the play. Hang on a sec. If it basically the flag is against Washington, that will be a Schultz touchdown, putting them up 14-0. But let's remain to see what happens. If basically Dallas goes back a few yards,
it should be his second touchdown of the day. Yeah, no. Didn't Elliott have the first
holding on the defense? In the history of time, has anyone ever actually accepted a penalty like that in that circumstance?
Probably. I could see probably just for whatever reason.
Except turning down the touchdown in favor of the hold. So great fake handoff to Elliott there, but yeah, Schultz made it real easy. Oh, this could look ugly real fast here.
Honestly, I could see a college coach doing it more than a pro coach.
Yeah.
Being like, we have that play wasn't executed right though. Run it again.
So, and the kick is up, and that's straight through, and not even a question. So, 3:08 remaining right now, and the Dallas Cowboys are up 14-0. All things are pretty much firing on all cylinders for that team.
You see Matt Prater yesterday having an awful day.
Yeah.
For Arizona kicking. Jesus.
Well, that team all over the place was a rough team that day.
We know who's out there as a kicking free agent, don't we?
Who's out there?
Urban
I do have
Meyer.
something on. What's that?
Urban Meyer.
Oh, yeah. Was it the Cowboy team from weeks 2 through 6? Yeah, I can see that. God, you and the Urban Meyer, man, you are such a fan.
I know. I'm really driving that.
You're like, drip, basically wring out all the humor you can get out of that one,
milking it dry.
I was gonna say there was something else I was gonna mention. I completely forgot what it was. Oh, the New Orleans Saints are playing tomorrow, and against the your rival Dolphins in this case, and they got a lot of that team is so decimated. How decimated are they? They've signed Blake Bortles.
I know.
Are you a fan by Shot in the Dark? Are you a fan by any chance of the show The Good Place?
I had it on my dock of shows to watch. I'm a fan of those kind of shows, that kind of humor. So I would say, if I were to be watching it, or had I watched it already, yes, I like it.
There's a running gag in there about one character being just the hardcore, one of the dead characters being such a hardcore Jacksonville Jaguar fan, and the fact basically his running phrase is Bortles. Whenever he throws a Molotov cocktail. So the phrase Bortles, just straight up by itself, has become a running gag across Twitterdom. And now at this point, the Saints are going to say it. Who knows what's going to happen with that team, but.
Yeah. Can he lead the Saints and stop the Dolphins of their massive win streak?
I think he needs more time. I don't think that team is quite ready yet, or he's quite ready to know that team. So tomorrow, I think, is a lost game.
Yeah,
a little too early in that case, but yes, I could see it depending on the circumstance. Take the holding call, turn down the touchdown.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it were done somewhere, some team or some school has done it before.
Probably.
It's crazy, but too not crazy. That I'm sure it hasn't happened.
Yep. Kickoff goes out of bounds. Gives Washington a shot at actually being able to rebound a little bit, setting the ball at the 40-yard line. So, first down. Yep. Yeah, Zerline with a bad kickoff there. So, not what Dallas needed, but let's see what happens here. For all of you guys out there, I hope you guys, if you celebrate Christmas, hope you had an awesome Christmas. If you didn't celebrate Christmas, I hope you had an awesome Saturday.
See, I get it, but there's no reason for that to be a penalty. Like, he kicked it into the end zone, just big deal.
I get it, but I mean, I don't disagree with the rule. It goes across the board, but because you have to allow the opposing team to have the opportunity to take the ball back. Kick it out of the back of the end zone. That's different, but first down at the 40-yard line.
Is it though?
What's that?
Like, how is it different? Like, let's say the kicker is so strong where he could basically kick a field goal as a kickoff. How is that different than if a kicker veered it off a little bit to the left or right?
Yeah, where it goes? I know.
I don't see how that's different.
I'm trying to rationalize the rule a little bit here about why that is a thing. Now, interestingly enough, if a player
actually their rules. But there were rules.
But second down at 7, 2:34 left in the first quarter. Heineke is back in the shotgun, takes the ball. He goes back. Quick little screen. Incomplete pass. Never mind. I was going to say quick little pass, down for 3 or 4 yards down. Short screen and third down and long for Washington again. So depending if they got a punt right now, this is exactly what they didn't need, especially if you're getting a chance to be able to get decent field position.
Yeah.
By the way, congratulations. Go ahead.
No, congratulations to who?
Both of our teams for re-solidifying the worst record in the NFL since 2017.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
We're doing a great job.
Mm-hmm. For OTV.
I mean, it's hard to do that. I feel like.
Yeah.
Like you got to almost try.
And oh, my God. Heineke with another interception down inside the – still going. And it is a touchdown. Dallas with a pick 6, and now it's suddenly 20-0. Okay, at what point do you possibly bench Heineke? It's a good thing I put him basically above you in the back of your head there, dude, on the the screenshot in the back.
I know.
So, but he did looking so pick 6 on top of it. Yeah, Lawrence with the tip and the catch and the 6. So, if you got Dallas as your fantasy defense, you know what? Be happy right now.
Oh, man, right at the line, too. Just swallowed that. What a play.
Yeah. So, Dallas, it's been, I think, because 2018 was the last time that they won the NFC East. So, for them, it's been a little bit of a rough couple of seasons, but you can't ask for really anything possibly better than this. Kick is up and straight through, and suddenly it is 21-0 with 2 minutes left.
Yeah, and he got that perfect deflection off his arm where it just fell right back into his lap.
Everything went right for them on that.
Yeah.
And the 95,000, I guess, probably in attendance roughly. The stadium can hold 100,000 people.
Yeah. Yeah, easy.
Got a commercial for Cobra Kai season 4. I will be watching that on basically Christmas, New Year's Eve when the show actually drops season 4. I will be watching every episode of that morning, and will be completely 100% unreachable.
That's hilarious. My parents watch that. I again, another show that I want to watch.
I was raised on Karate Kid, so hell, I watched the cartoon series. Nobody remembers there even was one. I had the NES game, which was good by LJN standards, but terrible otherwise. I pretty much lived and breathed Karate Kid as a kid. So,
I just think it's great bringing all these characters, reprising their roles.
It was surprising, I think, for a lot of us. By the way, we're in the middle of a commercial break right now. I think it was surprising that they did it in the first place. And, most of us watched it out of more morbid curiosity. But the more we watched it, we're like, this actually isn't bad. And you start getting kind of invested in it. So me, like I said, I've got the T-shirt. Tuesday night for Tales from the Film Set. We will be breaking that down. Season 4. I'll go off on a little bit of a rant in that arena. So.
Didn't it start just as like a YouTube show?
Yeah, it was on YouTube Red, which I actually pay for right now too. YouTube Premium as it is. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, the amount of stuff that you can download onto your phone for like Bluetooth, I do that all the time when I'm sitting in the car. So when I have like a car ride that's an hour and a half or 2 hours, I'll sit there, I'll download a whole bunch of stuff like Huey Lewis or whatever, and just play it through the car. So
yeah. There you go. Yeah, what artists are you going through at the moment?
I'm starting Huey Lewis. I threw a poll up on Facebook whether it was going to be Huey Lewis or Chicago, and Huey Lewis ended up taking it. So,
yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Although Chicago's got some slaps.
Well, Chicago. I mean, basically, I at this point I've been through Zeppelin, Earth, Wind and Fire, Fogerty. I would say Darius Rucker, and there's been a bunch of them there. In Sync, I did just for the hell of it.
You said Kansas.
Kansas, yeah, I just finished Kansas actually. I just finished Kansas. Alabama, I did. Did a group called The Buzz, which was a European band. In Sync, which surprisingly did not actually appeal to me as much as I would have thought it would.
Really?
Outside of a couple songs that I was always a fan of that you saw all the time,
Yeah,
the
right.
rest of the stuff is very mediocre. So anyway, we're coming back to this at this point. Kickoff was already underway, and 2:17 left. Washington has to make something happen. The Dallas player is down right now. I'm not sure who it is at the moment, but this is a must score for Washington. You know, even if it's 3, you take what you can get right now. It looks like, Thompson is up.
Even 3, score a touchdown after, hold them, score a touchdown after that, you're halfway back at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But again, early, take the points, take a field goal. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, you got to chip away at this one step at a time, and you have time on the clock. You have time to be able to make something happen. But what are you telling your team if you end up punting the ball or worse, turning the ball over?
I don't think there really is anything to tell.
Yeah.
Right now, you got to you can't be running the ball anymore. You got to be throwing it now.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're already in such a deficit where you can't run the ball. Really?
Yeah.
I mean, you can, but
I mean, you could, but I mean, right now they've only had 9 yards rushing. So fake handoff.
It really
Heineke throwing deep.
You all too well.
And great! Oh my God, a brilliant catch! Boy, that is exactly what Washington needed right there. About a 45-yard pickup. But yeah, they're only at 9 yards rushing in the first quarter. Good pass, great pass there. That's like I said, that's exactly what they needed here. Who was that? And double team on that. Throws deep, and then Heineke, we were talking about. Okay, if it keeps getting worse, at what point do they actually bench Heineke? That'll keep him in the lineup. So 28-yard line. Heineke is now 2 for 8. We're 62 yards and 2 interceptions.
Yeah, it's a real nice catch.
Yeah.
And back to the running game point
mm-hmm.
with you could run it, but and go for it on 4th down, but they don't have such a run game
mm-hmm.
where you can really rely on that to kind of save you. So you got to be primarily throwing the ball right now.
Well, Carter did pick up about 14 on that run play, and it was more of a design confusing reverse, which did work. So that was something that they needed to get it down to the 12-yard line. But the regular run game is not going to suffice probably right now. They're in a shotgun mode, and fake handoff. Heineke's and throws it into the end zone and tipped away and incomplete. No, there's the flag. Okay. Was really kind of wondering on that because the defender did not turn around, and yeah. So, holding on the defense. Okay. So it wasn't actually a bill. You take it anyway. It's a fresh set of downs. But this is Washington's best start here. We do not need that.
Build off this run, score a touchdown on this. You can make up for your first quarter mistakes, for sure.
Yes. So, yeah, Kersey had the basically if you turned around, that probably wouldn't have been a hold on that. But 49 seconds left. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. He's scrambling, and is sacked for about a 2-yard loss. And
that'll take us.
Could take us to the end of the first quarter. Yeah. If they decide to. But
yeah, it's definitely a penalty on that.
Yeah.
So.
So 11 seconds, 10 seconds left, 9, 8.
Yeah, you got to throw that ball away.
Second. And nope. End of the first quarter.
I don't know if that's what Ron Rivera wanted to do there.
I was a little surprised. I figured if you wanted to take another, another one on that, you could do it. But
No, I thought Heineke should have thrown that ball away. You stop the clock, run another play,
sure. Yeah.
and you could have gone into the second quarter kicking off 21-7.
Yeah, but you know what? You still have the ball. It's still second down. You still can make a lot happen here, and it's far and away the best drive that team has had all day today. So get something going, make something happen here. Anything you can. So, but right now we're sitting in a commercial break. Yeah.
For Taco Bell.
Yeah. You're killing me with that.
There's no Taco Bell up here.
No, there really isn't.
I don't know if there's even one in the state.
I think there might be literally one in the state.
Maybe one, yeah, in
yeah,
Portland or Bangor or somewhere.
Well, Bangor I know has a Chick-fil-A. That I know because I've been there a few times. Yeah. But yeah, we were looking for Quick Check, Wawa, anything like that.
Nope.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. There's a Taco Bell in Portland, Westbrook, Scarborough.
So 3 or 2.
Actually, there's a decent number. Augusta, Lewiston. There is one in Bangor. Okay, all right. Yes, actually no, but that's a KFC slash Taco Bell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right. Actually, I forgot I was there this year too.
See, I like those.
Yeah.
There's one by me, and that always comes in clutch.
Well,
especially with the girlfriend too, because like sometimes I'll want KFC or Taco Bell or vice versa. We don't have to compromise.
Sure,
it's fantastic.
And I hate fried chicken. Grilled chicken I'll eat all day long. Fried chicken I cannot. I do not like it.
Really?
Yeah, I know. It's sacrilege. I get it.
But like breaded chicken, you're good with.
Cutlets are fine. Grilled chicken straight up is fine. But yeah, you give me fried chicken. No, my sister doesn't like it. No, either. All right, I am back into there at this point. Trying to sync up our videos a little bit right now if I can. So right now, first play of the second quarter, 8.5 yard line. Taylor Heineke. Sorry about that.
Shotgun. I just came back a couple seconds ago.
Okay.
I get the
So.
All right.
Scrambling, and incomplete. So sets up a third down and goal to go right here. So attempted pass to Humphreys, but it ended up going nowhere.
Yeah. No, I almost took a sack on that too.
Yep. So you want to roll with it? It's okay with me.
Yeah, that's all right.
Go for it. Live it up.
Let's do it. Let's see.
So 14:53 left in the first half anyway. 6. Go for it, man.
And that's a touchdown.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yep, and they're calling a touchdown on that. So, all right. So, as soon as I put that up, I got to take that back down again.
Now, Washington, you are certainly not out of this game. I would not. I would really not be keeping my head down if I were on that sideline. You can really get back into this game. When you can't afford to keep your head down. You got the season on the line on every play.
That kick is good. So yeah, Washington with a great rebound there, exactly what they needed. Caught a couple penalties along the way, but that first pass, that first completion set a massive tone.
Oh yeah.
And then we're back into a commercial break. So I guess since we got a little bit of time with the commercial break, for all you guys out there, let us know in the comments, comments, what you like, what you hate. If you like what we do, if you hate what we do, if you're indifferent to what we do, this is how we do. So drop a message in there as always. So January 1st, when actually the website's going to go live. So we got a lot of stuff happening at that point. That's when this thing starts to build the way I want to build it, the way that Obi, myself, Brandon, I know you talked to you about this too. That's when we're going to build this thing and build this thing big and hard. And we are going to just, you know what? I was going to really make some euphemisms on there, but I'm just not going to. Bottom line is we're going to kick some ass in 2022. I was thinking about it, but I'm like, nah, I'm going to be, nicer about this.
Yeah. No, we're growing this.
Yeah, exactly. So, but God, there's so many commercials nowadays too. Do you ever notice that with commercials now that they have commercials that advertise other things in their commercials?
Yeah.
Like Liberty Mutual is now plugging Spider-Man.
Yep.
Something else is plugging like I think I don't forget what it was, but it's plugging like the Matrix movie or Wonder Woman.
Oh, they like this the Direct TV.
Is that what it was? Okay, yeah.
Where it's like the Serena Wonder Woman, Serena Wonder Woman.
Yeah, it's like an Inception. Basically Inception.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
So, some commercial with Jamie Foxx and his daughter. Yeah.
He's got all his screens.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I got my setup. I feel like right now.
Really nice.
Basically.
Yeah. Nah, mine's not that exciting. I have this, and I got the screen over here. But.
I know I'm so out of my element.
Well, yeah, you're 400 some miles away from home right now.
Buried in Patriots country.
Yeah.
That's why I got my Jets beanie on.
And you'll get all the crap you can for actually wearing it out in public.
Protect myself from out there.
You, sir, are a brave man for making that decision right there.
Oh, whenever I would do this, anytime, vacations, anywhere, Philly, any rivals, just go all out. Like, I will not. No way.
Out and proud about your Jets loyalty.
Yep.
Yeah. Dak's record so far against the NFC East for his career, an impressive 23-6. 8-1, by the way, against Washington. So that's going to, again, be exactly what the Cowboys need. And, yeah. Cowboy quarterback to win first 8 of 9 against their opponents. Dak against Washington and Staubach against my Giants. So, anyway, you want to roll with this?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
So.
Bet the Giants' record is the complete opposite.
It literally is right now, or will be by the end of this game in all likelihood. Depends on what Dallas can do, though.
Got Roger Staubach with his Christmas Cowboy sweater.
Yeah, props to Staubach. He's been married since 1965, same woman. All right, 14:02 left in the first half. Short pass, but third down. It's funny. Staubach only played 11 seasons overall in the NFL.
Yeah.
So
it really is.
But yeah, if you want to do play-by-play, be my guest, sir.
We got Dak yelling at his offensive line to do something.
Yeah.
Wide open Gallup up the sideline. Wonder how he got so wide open.
Yeah, you're dealing with a Washington team that's not actually been great.
Nice replay right now. Here, let's see. What? The cornerback just like froze and didn't realize like.
Yep.
Like a stop and go, but this quarterback like stopped and didn't go.
Hand off to Ezekiel Elliott for about a yard there.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Not even half yard, maybe.
Fair. But Dak today, 15 for 16, 173 yards and 2 touchdowns.
It really doesn't even seem like that much either.
No, but I mean, a lot of them have been. I mean, he's averaging 10 yards a pass, but then you have that one there that picked up a whole bunch of yards.
Yeah, that was 35 yards, whatever it was.
Doing it on the ground, too.
Run it up, run out of bounds.
Yeah, 12-16 left. Dak is honestly, he's like I said, there's not much that basically you can say about the kid. You know, he's done everything right tonight in pretty much every single facet.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, it's hard to, whether it's defense or it's hard to score 21 points in a quarter.
Yeah. But Elliott hit for a little bit of a loss for about a yard there.
Yeah, he was bumped. Saw that.
But yeah, you look at this Dallas team and you start thinking, how far can they go? You know, is this something that they're able to make something happen and get to the second or third round of the playoffs?
There is a ceiling on this team. I don't know exactly how high it is.
Mm-hmm.
But they definitely can make the conference championship.
Mm-hmm.
They have the talent and they have I'd say the style of gameplay where they can do it. They can beat some of these teams. But I think a lot of it's going to come down to coaching.
Agreed. Yeah. Elliott takes it wide left and in end. They're saying he stopped at the 1 yard line. So gets the first down, but fresh set of downs in the process.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they're not signaling it at all.
Mm-mm. But Dallas has not actually been back to an NFC championship game since 1996. I guess it's probably, I think Obi and myself have been saying that probably since like week 8. Hey, actually looks like he crossed the end. Was the knee down?
Has to be right.
Wow. Looking at it from that angle, I'm not so sure he was down before the end zone.
McCarthy would have to challenge this, though.
Yes, he would. And it would have to be 100% determined. Elliott's flexing like he did get the touchdown. So maybe the flag was thrown.
All right. You're going to bust a gut or something. Like, just take a chill pill. You got a whole game
right now.
You got a whole life ahead of you there, youngster.
They did call it a touchdown, which explains why he was flexing.
Yep.
So,
all right, there you go.
Can I just say I'm very happy here? Rarely, if ever, do I actually get a high-scoring game. Because Obi busts my balls on this all the time. That every game I get is like 13-10, 12-9, 9-0. So to get 35 points in the first half is a nice win.
We'll see if they pick that up, though.
I think the scoring is going to slow down second half.
Yeah, it's hard for these teams to maintain that pace.
Mm-hmm. So, but all right. So we are back in a commercial break right now. For those of you out there, like I said, I'm Scott Schertzen, and that's of course Mr. Brandon Kay, who's joining us all the way up from Maine, about 400 miles north of his house. So he has the challenge of actually being in Maine right now for Christmas. Currently down here, it hit about almost about 50 degrees. So I'm not sure how bad it was for you up there, though.
It actually wasn't too bad. We just have there's just some snow that hit before I came up here, but it hasn't been too cold as of yet.
It's weird. I don't know about if they brag about this up there or not, but when I was up in Maine, they kept talking about we got less snow last year than you guys did.
No, that's just because it was so rare that
Mhm.
they had to mention it. But it's never usually the case. There's always like my girlfriend will be like, "Oh, she'll show me a picture of the house up here. Look, they got snow already, and it'll be like October 15th. Like we're still in jeans and t-shirts. So, yeah, for them to brag about it, it would have to have been so rare, so opposite of the norm.
But like I said, for me personally, I mean, we have people that have been trying to get us to come up to Maine and move to Maine for years. And I love Maine. Like I said, I love the country. I just can't handle the cold and the snow. The older I get, the less I like it.
Yeah, I was never for the snow. I
Yeah.
can't, and the cold can't do it.
Yeah. But
And then just distance wise, I gotta be around a city.
Mhm.
I have to be in a major residential area.
That's the problem. I mean, you have Boston and you have water.
Yeah, yeah, that's really what it is, and just woods and
Yeah.
open land.
I mean, it's nice. Don't get me wrong. Bangor has literally, I'm sorry, Hamden has literally 33 people per square mile. My suburban town here in Jersey has 10,000 people per square mile. That's what I'm used to. Where you are in Rockland County is probably about 4, maybe 5,000 per square mile. So
Yeah, it's got some fraction of that, but pretty close.
yeah, Portland, Maine. Yeah, okay. I don't know Portland. There's a couple of great places. There's a great place in Bangor that has there's this actually candlelit place that we've been to a few times. It's nice. They also have like this nice Japanese hibachi that's up there too. But by and
Yeah,
large,
we actually ordered from Pete just like sandwiches and stuff like that, and it wasn't any different than any some of these places in our area.
one thing that is a difference, however, their pizza. It is technically pizza. It is better served to be called tomato cheese bread when you're used to what you have here in New York and even oh shit. Wait a minute.
Whoa!
Did you see that? I'll back that
I
crap up,
did.
man. Fights are literally breaking out on the Washington bench. I think a punch just got thrown. Can I back that
Straight
guy?
up throwing punches.
Oh, geez, yeah. Swing and a miss, though, too. Shows the frustration that's going on on Washington side right now. Holy crap.
Maybe they're arguing about what their mascot should be for the next season.
It's the
Red
Armada.
Wolves.
No, it's the Brigade. No, it's the Red Wolves. We don't
It's
have
the
the Red
Red
Wolves
Wolves.
anymore. We canceled the Red Wolves. No. But see, that's the frustration that comes from a 6-8 team, or when you're a first place team with a Hall of Fame quarterback and a malfunctioning Microsoft tablet.
Yeah.
Either or. So
Plus, you do this on the road, right on
yeah,
the sidelines. The fan sees that, the Cowboys see that. It feeds the other team.
Twitter
So
sees that.
you're really only shooting yourself in the foot even more.
Yeah, but I think it's almost in that moment you just don't care who sees it. You just have so much hate, agitation and frustration going on.
Right, for sure.
And that's like I said, that's what makes it tough here. But this could prove to be a very quick second half, depending on how things go. Flag on this particular play here, offsides on the defense. Still second down.
Yeah, if the Redskins have really just hit a point of self-destruction at this point, then really we might see a cruise control Cowboys team from here on out.
Yeah. You'll get Elliott to start running up some yards there a little bit, but truth be told, yeah, it's 28-7 right now. It's 9:47 left, so we are already at the team an hour at this point. There have been times where we've had these games, and we have been done with like the first half in this amount of time.
Yeah.
So Washington, let's fix that to 28. Down to 10 at the 24-yard line. Big hand up. Oh, there's your pickup.
Yeah.
So a quick 15-yard gain on that one.
Nice chuck a run there for Gibson. Yep. He's a good player. He's a nice
Yeah.
player. He's been solid for them since they drafted him. He's a good pick. You know, the Washington are kind of in the Jets situation only in the sense of having a receivers and running backs that
Mhm.
aren't overly flashy, but they're decent as a core, as a
Mhm.
group. They can make some plays.
But it's one of those things that at 6-8, you know that your playoff chances are diminishing. And even though you went 7-9 last year, you still went to the playoffs anyway. So you had that feeling of at least getting in, granted with a losing record, but you still got into the playoffs. They could conceivably, depending, end with a better mathematical record this year, but miss the playoffs entirely. And I think you see it on that bench right now.
Yeah, he's like agitated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It'll be one of those things that'll probably be discussed in the locker room. Heineke back, trail, and down he goes. Yeah, that sack was coming. Yeah. It's only a 3-yard loss, but it still counts as a sack just the same. Mike McCarthy not making any kind of movements right now, all business, even though he's up by 21 right now.
Every time they've shown him, he hasn't mouthed anything. He hasn't like called a play, made any hand signals, and he substituted nothing.
Remember basically
Either
earlier in the
they're
year,
really just picking the worst times to show him, or like he's really not doing much as a head coach.
you know, it's funny. Earlier in the year, they couldn't wait to fire him, and now the team's about to go to 11-4. So
Yeah, but
screen pass on 3rd and 8, but
it
he's going
brings
to
up the
short.
question where it's like I'm not so sure that they wouldn't have been 11-4 or with another coach.
Mm-hmm. But in this case, this brings up 4th down. So Washington is probably going to punt here again with 7 minutes left in the second quarter. But Heineke has been sacked 3 times already. Williams.
This Dallas defense is playing physical football right now, and they're just beating. They're just beating Washington's offense at every position.
Ew. So, punt goes into the end zone for a touchback. 6:29 left, and we will be going into a commercial break. And one of my toenails just broke off. So, by the way, you saw me bend over for that. Hurts like hell right now. All right, Dallas is up 28-7.
Oh, like came off.
Yeah. Friggin' hurt. I can feel it right now.
I've only had that happen to me one time, where a nail has completely come off.
It's
weird.
Yeah, it's about 70% off. It's about 70% down at this point.
Oh,
so, yeah, and it's hanging on by a little tiny thread, so I'm gonna have to clip the thing off or just try to rip it off. But yeesh. So anyway, so on to more positive things. Yeah. But for all you guys out there, if you had a good if you celebrated Christmas and you had a good holiday, awesome. If you just started Kwanzaa, that's awesome. You got a whole week of that ahead of you right now. It's day 1 all the way through January 1st. I apologize. I don't remember what thing you celebrate every single day. There's something about like faith and tenacity and economy, I think is in there too, but I don't remember the order. So apologies. But whatever your holiday is, even if basically it's one of those holidays where you don't really want to do anything except get Chinese food, go to a movie, or Atlantic City, make it a good holiday. So,
yeah, like our holiday that feels like a year ago already.
Yeah,
it doesn't even feel like it was this month.
I know. Well, that's the thing about Hanukkah was 2 days after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, well, you got Japanese Christmas where they'll go bless you, and again.
Thank you.
And there we go. We're stopping it too.
Yep, two was good.
You got Japanese Christmas where they all go to KFC because the Colonel looks so much like Santa Claus in their mind. You have the Jewish Thanksgiving or the Jewish Christmas where it's like Chinese food, movie, and possibly Atlantic City.
Yeah.
And then you have
Which
mine.
really never disappoints.
Nah, there's no traffic. There's no traffic on the roads. It's a nice, easy day for you guys
Nope.
that way. And then you have my Christmas, which was, well, let's just suffice it to say that it's 364 days till the next Christmas.
There you go.
Yeah. Long time. All right, we're back to it at this point. 6:29 left.
Yet somehow we'll blink and we'll wake up one morning and it'll be in a week from now.
Dude, it's 2022 next week, man.
We'll be doing this all over again.
Holy crap.
We're on a bigger platform because we are growing.
Yes. So like I said, the website goes live next week. Dak is back. First down on the 20-yard line. Quick pass across. And picks up 9 there. So good little pass to Pollard on that. There's a flag on the play. So, but yeah, we got good things on the horizon. We got MMA stuff coming. I do plan on starting to contact people. One of the things that I'm probably going to start doing, at least from the sports perspective, is I do happen to know, actors and contact certain, people in the industry and everything. And so often they don't get the chance to talk about sports, or they only talk about what they're known for. And I want to open up something where I can have them talk about stuff that's not related to the film industry. Second down and 1 at this 6:20 left, by the way. So, but yeah, I plan to use contacts in that arena and be like, you know what? You want to talk sports? Let's talk sports.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. There's a guy that actually on Facebook. There's a few of them on Facebook friends with it, but there's one in particular. It's a hardcore Denver Broncos fan that was part of the cast of Orange is the New Black and a few others. So I'll drop him a message and be like, you want to restream? We've done this before. And be like, we are not talking the industry unless you want to. We will talk Broncos and football if that makes you happy. It's on this side of the fence. It's annoying as crap because everybody's like, so Rust and Alec Baldwin. I'm like, oh my God, not again.
Yeah, right.
It's like all the fucking time. You need a respite every now and again. So, all right, 33-yard line. Dak is back. Dak throws across and completed to, ouch, was it the CeeDee Lamb, who picks up 20 or 25 yards on that.
Which I feel like asking you about that would be like asking us like what the Jets and Giants are going to do in the draft. Like yeah, we're connected to that, but like not connected to we don't know. Well, what information could we tell you?
For me personally, I got the best of kind of both worlds. So I got the geek pop culture side with Tails. I've got this going on this side.
Yeah.
So Dak over the middle and another completion. This time to Schultz for picking up about 15 on that. So they're moving quickly. Maybe even a little too quickly. They can slow this clock down a little. They can slow this game down a little bit.
Unless they really just want to use this first and go up like 35-7.
Washington does get the ball second half. .435 left in the second quarter there. 26-yard line at this point. Dak is barking out signals. He's under center right now. 4:23. Snap, handoff. Pollard, who picks up that running game has been phenomenal. He picks up another 9.
They both have to be going at like 6-7 yards a clip.
They are. Yeah. Right now, coming into that play, Dallas has averaged 8.2 yards per play. So 9 yards on that pickup, 17-yard line. Pass over the middle and
to Gallup.
Michael Gallup into the 5.
Down at the 2.
Additionally, this is a Dallas team that is 5 for 6 on third down. Compared to 1 for 4 for Washington. See, that's a monstrous difference as well.
Yeah, it's always, and then the deadly combo of being in that third down conversion deficit onto adding a turnover differential, and then you found yourself in this 21-point deficit, which feels like 100-point deficit.
Yeah,
the way this game is being played.
Dak right now 20 for 21 with 244 yards and 2 touchdowns, no picks, but that 20 for 21 is obscene. There it is. Got it. Ouch. So commercial break right now, middle of the second quarter, and Dallas is charging. Since we have a commercial break, I may as well bring this up. The announcement has been made that supposedly Daniel Jones will be coming back to the Giants again next year. This has met with mixed reviews in Giant Nation.
I mean, especially look from a draft standpoint. Who do you want to draft?
I wanted them to get Russell Wilson.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's not any of
You're
these
going to miss
kids.
Russell Wilson in this case too. So
yeah, you're either getting Russell Wilson or you're running it back with Daniel Jones again.
yeah,
I mean, that's really what it is.
Dak to Gallop incomplete.
Or any other big name quarterback.
Yeah, but I give greater hope to the Jets than I do the Giants right now. But you know what? I give credit to the Rams too. Matthew Stafford has impressed the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, they had that huge dip a few weeks ago where he was looking as terrible as any stretch he's had in Detroit. And then flipped the switch and now really are in position to go into the playoffs on a hot streak.
His challenge is
push.
Nope, still short on that one. Or someone's pregnant on your side and giving birth. I'm not sure which. But he has struggled against winning teams in his career. But he beat the Cardinals. He beat the Vikings. Granted, the Vikings were 500, but it's still a win anyway. And they've positioned themselves into a great. They've overtaken a once 7-0 Arizona Cardinals. And I like what they're able to do.
Arizona, weirdly to me, feels like this Steelers team last year or 2 years ago, whatever it was. You know, starting 11, 12 and 0 and finishing 12 and 4. Where, yeah, you had Arizona off to your 9 and 0, whatever it was. Then they've lost like 3 of their last 6. So now you're at 10 and 5 now. So
your favorite
I mean, that Steelers team, especially come playoff, that just was all up and then straight down. There was not even an ounce of coming back. So, but this Cardinals team, I think, is a way better team than that. And I think even heading into playoff time, I think are set up to be in a better position.
Yeah. I mean, the Cardinals in this case are 7-1 on the road. That's got to help them a little bit in this place. But also, they are a young team, and Kyler Murray is a young quarterback.
They've had injuries. Hopkins has been out of the lineup. I think Hopkins is the best receiver in football.
So, all right, 2:35 left. Down at the 1 yard line, third down and goal, and fake penalty. Oh, there. Oh, jeez.
Wow. Fake.
Touchdown.
Another big man touchdown. Big man TDs all day. Let's go.
Oh, dude, you love it when a lineman is eligible as a receiver and gets a touchdown. You know, he spiked that ball, dude. If I was him, I would not have basically spiked that ball. I made damn sure to hold on to it. Yeah.
What a play call.
I'm sure he'll get it back, but you get a quick shot of Jerry Jones, who's all smiles right now.
I don't even think he was expecting that.
No.
Because he looked up at the play unless the frame that they just showed of him, he was like, what just happened?
Yeah, no, that was exactly what they needed right there.
What a play. Big man TDs.
Yeah. Kick is up, and it is straight through 35 to set. So let me just update this number real quick.
What a great fake.
Oh, yeah.
What did I say? 30?
You said 32-24, and I said 31-20.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? We're at quite at that moment, 35, where you going to halftime.
Yeah.
Even if Washington makes some adjustment, you know that they can't keep up the second half that pace.
Sure. But in this case, also, you don't want to give up too much too quickly.
No.
You know, you want to control that clock, maybe tack on a few more points, burn this clock down. But yeah, I would be very, very surprised if Dak continues passing it and starts that second half. I think it's an only if situation.
Let me see.
Official COVID Q. The official COVID home test of the NBA. All right. Portland, Maine.
I was about to say, is that just a commercial up here, or you're seeing that too?
No, I saw right here.
Well,
You know, I saw,
making weird houses in the middle of nowhere.
I guess tiny. Are they tiny homes?
They're tiny homes in a cult-like fashion.
I've been hearing stories. I know Minnesota opened it up where there's basically these places that are just abandoned garages and whatnot, where they just set up dozens upon dozens of tiny homes for the homeless. I always thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah,
So
there are a lot of places that probably can be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But then I feel like you have all these things where it's like you feel like these governments and all these stuff, they're spending more money in trying to prevent things that actually doing things that are right, like doing morally ethical things.
But I tried
to
to
see like the worst. It's like in New York where you see these benches where they have them where homeless can't lay on them, and then the caption will be like, "Imagine a city spending this money to prevent, someone from whatever, just resting, whatever." And it's like, yeah, they'll spend more money for that than actually spend less money on actual things that could solve the actual problem. It's ridiculous.
Government tax dollars at work, but you got too many hands in the pot trying to control everything for themselves. I could go into a whole political rant at any point, but I'd rather go back to kicking off. If I want, I always wonder basically, as stream punk entertainment grows, I have to start thinking about, do I want to do a political rant show? Believe me, I can rant like all day, but I'm trying to avoid that deliberately. But right now, again, this is Washington. We're going to go back to this. Washington right now has, you know what? I would almost consider this 4-down territory.
I think every possession after this is 4-down territory.
You know,
you want to give Dallas the ball back? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think that'll do you well.
Yeah, but for Washington to come out and lay the egg that they did here, pass over the middle. All right, there's a big pickup for about 26 yards, 21 yards on that. Hurry out of offense. They try and get probably one more playoff before the 2-minute warning.
Yep. You have Washington has their 3 timeouts.
Mm-hmm.
But Dallas is definitely in a semi-prevent,
I
would say, defense at the moment.
Hand off to Gibson for like 1, but that'll bring it down to the 2-minute warning.
Yeah. The minute 58 warning.
Yeah. Not a curious play call in my mind, but not the worst.
A mindless play call to me.
I don't know. To me, I would say just you got to open up the pass game. I don't know if you're expecting to get much out of that anyway. But at this point, you got to start taking some chances. Currently, first down.
Unless the only logic was you run a play that you know will just be stopped so quickly to the 2-minute warning, where you're almost just trying to just take the 2-minute warning. Because if you run a play and you were able to run that, 10, 15 yards, yeah, you get that chunk play, but how much time now have you taken off the clock?
Yeah, and additionally, in this case, now it's 2nd down and 9 instead of 1st down and 10. So you've lost it down in the process. And Heineke right now is only 5 for 12 for 93 yards. Yeah. Gibson's 29 yards overall. 29 yards rushing. Gibson 29 yards. Carter's at 15.
Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man. So evil Tom Holland. And he must.
Oh,
Yes,
Batman.
look at that. There's the tie.
Batman,
There's the tie-in.
Batman, the Joker, Two-Face, Bane, Penguin. Let's see, Superman. Just anything not Marvel. There we go. Got it. Got through it.
Well,
See how ridiculous that is for me to avoid even a trailer for a movie
no,
that I'm just so excited about.
that was literally basically pretty much additional scenes that were shot for that Hyundai commercial. Yeah. But yeah, you got that. You
See,
got
like
the.
I'm not gonna really be like, a Hyundai commercial spoiled Spider-Man No Way Home. See, I can't even risk that.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with the next ones going forward. But Sony did what they needed to with this. I mean, the excitement that came out of it, people dropping thousands upon thousands of dollars for a single ticket. eBay
Yeah.
had them up there for like 10 grand. I don't think they had a biter, but they had somebody bought it for 4,500.
It's insane. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, hell, even Star Wars never got that.
No,
I'm
no
not, I'm
way.
not talking Rise of Skywalker. I'm talking like Phantom Menace.
No, Force Awakens even too. Force Awakens never
Yeah.
had anything like that.
Yeah. I don't know what I've seen every single Star Wars movie as a preview movie or first night, first showing. There was absolutely no interest or excitement whatsoever for Rise of Skywalker. Everybody's like, okay, I saw a movie and just left. No passion, no excitement. It was disappointing. So 47-yard line, 2nd down and 9. Heineke back. And incomplete, and now 3rd and 9.
Terrible pass.
Again, when you had that handoff to Gibson, you burned a down for that. This is what it makes a difference here,
Yeah. That's why I really didn't understand the purpose of that run play.
Yeah. So right now you got a Dallas team that's up by 28 points. 3rd down and 9 for Washington. They're inside, Dallas territory, I believe. I remember. No, just outside of it. I'm sorry. Yeah, you know what? You got to go for it on 4th down here. You got to start thinking that way. Throwing deep and
Pass tripped up.
Diggs tripped, but
they tripped, but I
don't know. Would you have called pass interference there?
see like my reaction. I'm guessing like my gut. I guess I would have.
I mean, it was accidental. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, Diggs actually kicked into McLaurin.
It was right, and then Diggs kicked into his foot into his cleat, and then hit his cleat into himself.
And they're punting. Maybe they're going to readjust at halftime and see what they can do. But you're giving Dak the ball back with 1:42 and 2 timeouts. Even a field goal is brutal to Washington right now.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think you can afford to punt on 4th down.
Yeah.
You have to go for it.
Yeah. By the way, there's a Spider-Man commercial within the Liberty.
Yeah, this one I'm all right with.
Okay, you've seen this one enough times.
Yeah, so. Yeah. This one, did it work?
Yeah.
No, it didn't work. I was actually, what's really funny?
Mm-hmm.
We were up here, and I guess it was Friday when we first came up here Friday night. We went to just a dollar store just to get any of the just stuff that we had forgotten, whatever snacks, whatever. And we walk up to the cash register, and the guy was talking to the other employees how I guess he had gotten a spider bite, and he was wondering if he were going to turn into Spider-Man after that. As we're walking up, it's like, I'm wondering if I'm going to turn into Spider-Man. Oh, how are you guys?
But not Spider-Man himself, the 6-armed Spider-Man.
No.
The mutagenic. Oh, was that mutagenic crisis? I think. So. Incomplete pass, 1:39 left, but.
Ugh.
2nd down and 10. Washington bench is just lost right now.
I mean, there's no. They're still like upset about what happened like earlier before with the fight because he still looks pain. He still looks like he's still being calmed down from that.
Yeah, that shot on Cooper, by the way, was a tough hit too.
Yeah.
Dak throwing deep and nope.
No.
Cooper couldn't hold it down. Thought he could. Thought he did. So
I thought he had it for a second too. He probably would have been out of bounds.
that's not what I wanted to do. Save that. Go. All right.
Maybe.
All right. 29-yard line, minute 12 left, second down and 10 for Dallas, 35-7 right now at the moment. Throw over the top and bat it away, bring it up a 3rd and 10. And now 2 incomplete passes in a row by Dak.
Hurting his percentage. Oh, was he down to now 90%?
22 for 27, however the math works out on that one.
Well, let's see.
Hang on, I'm pulling it up. Yeah, 81%. Dude, what the hell? 3rd down and 10. Back. Throw over the middle to Schultz, who picks up the first down and picks up. Yeah.
Schultz is having a great year.
They have been phenomenal on 3rd down. Right now, they're 7 for 8 on 3rd down.
You think that the guy bought a ticket for that dummy?
You know, you have to go through security with that.
You really do.
Yeah, you do.
See, now does security put their hands up the puppet to see if he's carrying anything suspicious?
They probably might. They might, you know. It's one of those things where they have to scan up and down probably. But yeah,
you know what needs to be a show or a podcast?
Mm-hmm.
Things that are confiscated at these pro stadium security through like these metal detectors. Not the dangerous stuff. Just the stupid funny things. That I think would be hilarious.
It's like a can, you know, just like a tomato, for example.
Yeah, like the weirdest things.
Yeah. All right, sir. Why do you have an iguana, you know, in your pocket?
Oh, there had to have been animals.
Yeah,
there has to be.
You know, bringing in a dog, bringing in a cat.
How many times do you think some guy down in Florida tried to bring a gator into a Florida Gator game?
You know,
it's had to have happened.
I'm gonna have to talk to somebody about it. I'm gonna see if I can find somebody out on that. I mean,
it's had to have happened.
You do a game and bring in somebody like that.
It's had to have happened.
Oh, how would I find that out? You know, the only one that I know it was 2nd down and 10, by the way, 51 seconds left. I mean, I know one guy at Yankee Stadium really well, but it's not his department. You know, he's the one that kind of handles a lot of the inside stuff. Completion over the middle, 38 seconds left. They still have one timeout left. So, arguably 15 more yards. They could easily be in field goal range. Schultz is out of bounds, picks up about 8 or 9 on that.
8, yeah.
All right. Yeah. By the way, take a drink every time I say "all right" in a show. I don't know about you, but we had Christmas story. Yeah. What's that?
We could definitely have a drinking game out of our show.
Oh, almost a punterception on that one too. Dak definitely threw that pass. Yeah. Did you guys have Christmas Story on yesterday?
Nope.
It was on here all day. I'd look up.
We actually, trying to think, between the games where they had Lethal Weapon on the other night.
Nice.
They ran Lethal Weapons. Yeah. Yeah, you get your diehards on this channel and your Harry Potter on the other channel with their Christmas scenes. But now is Spider-Man now going to be considered a Christmas movie?
Could be. Hawkeye made it very clear that it was around Christmas. You know, it was leading up to Christmas the entire time. That was very, very obvious about it.
Yeah.
So I liked Hawkeye mostly. Yeah.
See, I have, like I was saying last week, I had just, because it was now on Disney without any extra charge, I had just watched Shang-Chi.
Okay.
So I'm a little behind. So I'll stream now that I got all this free time in the world. I'll watch all these things, get them off my list. I'll watch Eternals and Hawkeye and just catch up on Marvel so I can finally get this Spider-Man weight off my back.
Dak is back. 15 seconds left. Throws over middle on 4th down and 2 and picks up Schultz. Schultz takes a hit.
Oh man!
And
he catches the flag.
Dude, was that helmet to helmet there? Was that a helmet to helmet hit? Because those flags wouldn't have been coming out that late, and this was something.
If it was the way.
Oh yeah.
No way. That's a hit. That's a clean hit. Unless he grazed face mask, it looked like shoulder, and then he catches the flag.
Catches the flag in spite.
Baller.
Yeah. Personal foul. That's going to add 15 yards on that. Schultz, he's not even moving down there. Officiating is telling all the players to back off.
I got to see this again.
Jerry is now suddenly not smiling. Oh, all right.
He's fine.
Walking off on his own power.
Yeah, if he curled up into like the fetal position.
Dude, really? Maybe he flopped like they do in soccer.
I really want to see this again because I'm not so sure that wasn't a clean hit.
He kind of like threw the shoulder into it though. Maybe that was part of it. Schultz had a great first half too.
Yeah. Yeah, now they got a 1st and 10.
Yeah. Yeah, you throw one shot at the end zone, maybe depending even too, but probably just one though. But it gives you a shot at the end zone.
If you can go, I would.
There's the throw and
touchdown.
I think it's a touchdown to Cooper.
Touchdown. He got both feet.
They just called it.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah,
41-1 or 41-7. Sorry, 41-7 right now. That personal foul.
I mean, this basically feels like 41-0.
Yeah.
42-0 if they, with this extra point.
Well, presumably if they end up.
Which I guess I was gonna say, I guess you can't guarantee really anymore.
You can't like you used to, but I mean it's still like a 94-ish%. Yeah.
40,
that personal foul was brutal. And there's the kick, and then it's good.
42-7.
Dak putting up college numbers today too.
That's crazy.
I'll pull them up in a second.
All right, but like now at this point though, I'm gonna be disappointed if they don't put up 50 points. I don't want to say 60. That's crazy.
That's pushing it a little bit.
But that's pushing it.
Yeah, let's be reasonable here. But 50, 55. I mean, here's the thing: 2 touchdowns would make it 56.
Yeah, the amount of games full games where that would be the stat line.
Yeah,
and he's already done that at half.
Here's the other side of it. If the score stays 42-7, at what point do you pull him out and give Dak the rest of the night off? Middle of third quarter?
Yeah, they would be so stupid to keep him in.
Oh, you don't want to.
Who gets, want to protect. Washington gets ball?
Yeah, Washington gets it second time, yeah.
Yeah, I would probably play him 1 series in the third quarter. 2, maybe, depending on how early you got the ball back. But then I would have Cooper rush in the rest of the game. I mean, like 42-7 at half is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, my God, 21 points.
Come on,
21 points in both quarters there.
Has any team put up 40 at half this season? I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
I know we've had a couple like 35s, 33s, 35s, but 40 at half.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
So, and that's going to do it right there. So,
All right, guys, way to go. We're down. We're making some good plays. Like, what do you say if you're Ron Rivera walking into that room? Like, I can't even begin to think.
you know what? You tell them, listen, we got a job to do. You got the only way you can do this, and this is like every single adage. You bite off one. With hey, to eat an elephant one bite at a time. You build it up. You continue to work one step at a time here,
Yeah.
and that's all you can say. I mean, this has been as bad a half as any team has had in the NFL this season. So you look at it from the perspective, you still have another half. You
I mean, the
climb up.
Jets don't even go down
Weirder things have happened.
to 7.5. The Jets don't even lose by that much at half.
The Giants don't.
No,
We're
better than that.
No, the Giants. The Giants were tied today at halftime.
There you go.
And then promptly gave up 31 points in the second half. I'm going to pop out for a sec. That's cool.
Go ahead. Yeah, I'm going to look up right now to see if teams had put up any games of 40 points at half. But yeah, you're Washington. You really come into this game hopes of trying to make a run at a playoff spot, and then you watch an hour. What are we at? Almost 2 hours into this game at halftime, and you're looking at basically a college halftime score. 42 with Dak's numbers. We saw it before. 27 for 35, 321, 4 touchdowns, and a passer rating of like as high as could possibly be. If you're Dallas and you're Dak Prescott, I'm not playing much more in this game. Like I said before, whenever you get the ball back, depending on when you get the ball back coming into the third quarter, I'm only playing him a series or two, just so he's not totally cut out from the game, just kind of wean him down. But yeah, I mean, there's no reason for him to continue to be in this game. NFL. Let's see if Google.
And we're back.
And we're back. Hey, I'm trying to see how to word this highest halftime score NFL.
What you mean, like an adjective like decimation, brutality?
This season, because to score 40 at half, like that's college.
Yeah.
Like that's straight up college.
Well, like I said, Dak's numbers are 320 yards. Dak's numbers are basically a full 60 minutes.
They're a full game. I wish Zach Wilson had this stat line at any point of his life in this season.
Well, Daniel Jones may have at some point, but I mean, here's the thing: the Jets have never had a hardcore passer before, have they?
Like, what do you mean? Like,
a passing threat who can throw 350, 400 yards a game.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Like really, like I can't. Maybe I'll Testaverde, but like,
I mean, he had Neil O'Donnell, but he'd never really thrived over there.
yeah, I would say that maybe Testaverde,
Let's see.
maybe.
Single game passing yards, Jets.
No, it's Mike White now. It was Mike.
Mike White has it.
Yeah, because he passed Testaverde. But again, these are all technicalities where he technically, yes, passed for whatever 400 and something yards his first game.
Joe Namath actually seems to hold the record.
For what?
496 yards.
In what?
In 1972 against the Baltimore Colts, he went 15 for 28 and threw 496 yards.
Were you?
And six touchdowns, 1 interception with a QB rating 123.5. Testaverde was second though with 481, also against the Colts.
So we're saying Joe Namath's career passing high is 469.
496.
496. I mean,
496 for the Jets all time. That's the highest passing yards by a Jet in a single game. He's on this list a couple of times though. All right, respect to that.
I'm looking it up not because I don't believe you.
I'm on Stat News, by the way.
I'm like, just because like.
You're like, I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all.
What a beast.
Yeah. But he did it on 15 completions. How do you do that?
That's not even possible.
Dude, I mean, how many breakaways did that game have?
Well, let's do the math. Here, I'll do the math on it.
I'm trying to get the box score here.
Pull up the calculator. Let's see.
65
496 divided by 15.
What's that?
What, 496 divided by 15.
By 15 completions, yeah.
Yeah,
you're looking at 35-ish yards?
It's basically 31 yards of completion.
Yeah,
just over 33. Yeah, 33.1 yards.
I'm looking at the breakdown on this. He had a 65-yard touchdown, a 67-yard touchdown. The John Riggins, by the way, that's a name from the past.
There you go.
28-yard.
Also a Washington football team member.
79-yard touchdown pass and an 80-yarder. So he had 4 different touchdowns that were 65 yards or longer. There it is.
That's like that Randy Moss game where it was like 3 receptions for like 148 yards, 3 touchdowns. like super Madden fantasy. You can't even believe that. I'm going to step out too for a minute.
Sure. But yeah, it's right now. I mean, honestly, if you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, you could not theoretically ask for a more perfect half, to solidify yourself and make yourself a team that at 11-4 is tied for second overall in the NFC. Granted, yes, you are tied with the Bucs and the Rams. And yeah, I don't really know if you're going to be able to break that 4 spot, but you basically have given your fans something to be excited about. Dak has a good future. We weren't really sure what to expect with Dak when he was injured last year and came back. It was a lot of question marks and a lot of concerns for Cowboy Nation. But I like what this team has brought to the table. This team has not been to the playoffs since the 2018 season, and it's not a matter of where. It's not a matter of if, but where. And I love the fact that this team has something to be excited about. Being a Cowboy fan a lot of times is being a bigger fan of a team with notoriety versus a team with success. The Cowboys have not been to an NFC championship game since 1996. So that is a 25-year stretch. Do I think this is the year that they're going to be able to get to the NFC championship? Yes. Do I think this is the year they're going to get to the Super Bowl, though? No. I think right now it is still the Packers and to a lesser degree the Bucs season to lose. The Packers right now, Aaron Rodgers has like an 87% win percentage at home for his career. That automatically makes you basically battling uphill to be able to beat a team like that. Additionally, that is also a cold weather, brutally difficult environment to play in. And for a team like Dallas, it will be a challenge because they are not acclimated while playing in a dome to dealing with cold like that, to deal with the snow, to deal with the challenges that exist there, which I think is part of the reason why Aaron Rodgers has succeeded as long as he has, because come January, he is adept to the cold. A lot of other teams are not. Tom Brady is an exception. Yes, he's playing in Tampa right now, but he spent 20 years of his life playing in, New England. A lot of his teammates, though, have not. Fournette never did. Antonio Brown a little bit, but Gronk, yes. But there are players on that Tampa Bay roster that do not have the experience playing in a cold weather stadium. And with Lambeau Field being as nasty as it's going to be, that is going to be an absolute extreme advantage to what may be Aaron Rodgers' last season in Green Bay, or possibly his last season at all. Who knows what he's going to do right now. He'll sit down with Shailene Woodley and try and decide what his career is going to be. But if they win the Super Bowl this year, he is absolutely 100% done in Green Bay. If he loses in a brutal, painful, embarrassing fashion, maybe not. It's a big question about whether or not he wants to end his legacy in a bad way. I'd like to see him get to the Super Bowl. I don't think he's going to win it, though. I think I've been a supporter of Kansas City all season. When they were having a tougher season. This is not the Patrick Mahomes level year that we're used to seeing Patrick Mahomes have. But at the same time, his bad year is better than most quarterbacks' good year. So that team there is still 11-4. They had a huge win today without Travis Kelce, who is on COVID protocol. And it's they're again, for the AFC, it's their conference to lose. I did want to spend a little bit of time talking about tomorrow night as I'm thinking about it, with everything that's going on with the New Orleans Saints, with the fact that Taysom Hill and Trevor Siemian are out amongst about 7 other players due to the COVID protocol. They have signed Blake Bortles. It's funny. Bortles, I think the last team he played for, and I'm pulling this up right now because literally I have no idea. Best known for his time in Jacksonville and being the player that has remembered most for the show, the good plays. But he played for Jacksonville from 2014 to 2018, a year with the Rams, a year with the Broncos, also that season with the Rams finished that year. Played with the Packers last year and now has been signed with the Saints. So since 2018, he's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is his 6th team since 2018. I don't think he's going to be able to do that well tomorrow, and it's not necessarily on him. It's the fact that the team is not acclimated yet. He's not acclimated to the Saints roster, the playbook. There may be some challenges there that they're going to force them to rely on Kamara and that running game a little bit more. I'm still curious to see what they can do. The Dolphins to me are a feel-good team. I like the Dolphins to be able to pick up a win here, because COVID can crush a team, and losing that many players sets such an unbridled disarray that I think the Dolphins can capitalize on this and get back to a winning record. They're showing it on the board right now that 321 yards by Dak Prescott is the most in the first half in the NFL this season. And the 42 points in the first half is tied for the most in the NFL. 42 points this season. No coffee. 42 points right now is the most that Dallas has scored in a first half in history. Ties them for the all-time on that. And they will be on absolute cruise control. This game we are 2 hours into this, and we are now just starting the second half. Usually by this point, we're actually starting to look at maybe the possibility of doing a fourth quarter, not just starting the third quarter. As for me, yeah, you can tell I'm getting a little bit on the tired side, but you know what? I'm going to muscle through, keep going. I have some workout numbers I got to finish up when I'm done here, so hopefully we'll be done no later than 5 minutes before midnight, so I can finish off my numbers by midnight as part of my rule. And we are actually getting about ready to be underway and kicking the ball off. So right now, drop a line in the comments. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you hate. And if it's us on any one of them, let us know that too. So kickoff is underway and goes into the end zone. A little bit of a bounce before it lands in there, but it is still a touchback just the same. And we are going to find out what Washington is made of in the second half. Ron Rivera is quoted as saying, everyone is quote unquote pissed off, including me. Yeah, I would be too. If you're down 35 points to a division rival and you're playing for your playoff lives, what they do to here to rebound is going to be anybody's guess. If you are, McCarthy, be as smart as we can with our players. Yeah, preserve the players, make sure that you can burn this clock, be done with this game, and celebrate in style. Heineke is back under, in shotgun, takes the ball. First one is a handoff, and it is an immediate drop. Might have actually been even a yard lost by Gibson on that. So not exactly how Washington wanted to start this. I would almost wonder if they're going to go 4-down territory at this point, or at the very least, a hurry-up offense. Try to get something going right now because, boy, oh boy, you need a touchdown here. 3 points is not, I think, going to be enough right now. 14:30 left. That was a terrible play, and they are in no sense of urgency whatsoever. First play, they got barely back to the line of scrimmage there, and second down and 10. Basically, it's 14-19 left. They've had one play in the last 45 seconds of this half. So Heineke's back, throws it, and it is incomplete, setting up a long 3rd down and 10. So they are starting off exactly where they did last half. And welcome back, good sir.
This is quite a continuation of what we were just seeing in the first half.
Yeah. But the Ron Rivera was quoted basically, it's like everybody was pissed off, including me. Well, no shit, Sherlock.
I don't think you need to be a top football expert to guess that.
Yeah, but that was the official quote. Everyone is pissed off, including me. 3rd down and 10. Heineke is back, scrambling and running for his life, throws it to the sidelines, and I don't know who he's throwing it to.
That was weird.
Between two wide receivers right there. Maybe I was it's a scramble throw, so it's actually
either he completely overthrew one and underthrew the other.
Yeah.
Or just
let somebody
got caught and didn't know which receiver to throw to.
But quick 3 and out, 55 seconds on that drive, and immediately they're sending out the punting unit. Down 35. I don't think they've given up yet, but I don't know. It's a questionable decision on my side already.
I don't know. Maybe this distance just punt, but again,
takes a good Washington bounce though.
Just let it roll.
Yep.
There you go.
Down to the 17-yard line on that. So, all right. So the punting game has been solid.
And they'll still run up 4 plays.
Oh yeah.
For however many yards and a touchdown.
You know what? Like I said, you burn this clock as much as you can. But by the way, I looked it up. Blake Bortles is playing for his 6th team since 2018. Yeah.
Since that Jaguars run.
Yep. 2018.
He wasn't he Tom's backup last year?
No. Let me pull that back up again for a sec. Bortles. All right. So 2018, 2014 and 2018 was Jacksonville. Then the Rams. 2020 was the Rams and the Broncos, the Packers, and then the Saints. Sorry, 5 teams. But 5 teams.
I could have sworn he was Tom's backup last year.
Well, unless he basically was on the preseason roster.
Wow.
But 2018, he signed a 3-year, $54 million contract with the Jags.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Good for him, though. Can't blame him.
Oh, yeah. No, dude, you take that money while you got it.
Hell yeah.
But, what is that, 17 or no, 18 million a year. Yeah. Well, the man's set for
$18 million a year to be Blake Bortles.
Yeah.
For nothing.
Well, if you go back, you remember when the Bills signed Rob Johnson for like a 5-year, $200 million deal after throwing like one professional pass.
Well, that's why the Seahawks signed Matt Flynn after that
Mm,
one game or two with Green Bay.
yep, Matt Castle when after his half season and it was that half season that he had with the Patriots.
Yeah, but at least that was still like an extended period of time, like a good sample size
Mm-hmm.
to give a chance after seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I mean, to give these guys contracts and contract extensions, that'd be like if the Jets gave Mike White a contract extension or a contract just
Mm-hmm.
because of his first game.
So,
Absurd.
but by the way, they just had a commercial for the USFL, so I am Jones as hell
I
about that
saw
one,
I
Brent.
saw that earlier today.
Dude. Yeah, they've already locked down the deal between. The Rock is already handling a point on that.
Right.
So I'm very excited to see the USFL back because it's been 36 years since that league betrayed me back in '85. And I still,
It'll be very interesting. I think I really do think some type of semi or half professional football league is good to have.
do you want to go to Generals games?
Sure.
Done. Let me figure it out. That will not be difficult for me to get into in any facet or form. I will make that shit happen. Um, I actually
Hey,
believe it or not,
that would still be better than, or at least the equivalent of like some no name third, Division 3 school,
Mhm.
covering their football team.
I've done those too. But I mean, listen, they're nice. But presumably, if the Generals are playing here and they're playing at say MetLife Arena, I would presume during the spring, that
Yeah.
would be something that again we like the XFL with the Guardians. So let me see what I can do with that. But I mean, in my case, I have New Jersey Generals merchandise from the '80s. That's actually in the other room over here. So for me, it's like I'm really jacked to see this again.
There you go. You could bring
It was
those out, dust
Herschel,
those off.
dude. It was Herschel. It was Doug Flutie. Jim Kelly briefly until the league folded. But oh yeah, Herschel and Maurice Carthon was with that team, and it was nice. So by the way, Dallas is punting the ball at this point. So quick 3 and out. Decent run back, about 7 yards on that.
Yeah. And they'll come out and probably not do much.
Yeah. So sadly, a rather slow moving second half to start. I was hoping for a little bit faster pace on this one.
Well, Dallas has to be going to just run the clock down mode.
Yeah.
So
I was surprised
it'll move at a slow and steady pace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Depends on a lot of what Washington is able to do. That first drive, there's no sense of urgency whatsoever. The first handoff that they had to Gibson went for literally 0 yards. They still waited like 30 seconds before they ran the next play.
Yeah, we'll see if they've gotten to a point where they've kind of, I don't want to say given up, but for lack of a better phrase, given up.
Well, if Heineke throws another interception, I think that'll do it for him today.
Oh, just to put in someone, yeah, I agree with that.
I think that'll call it on his side of it.
Get to see this commercial again. Woohoo.
Which one?
The Volkswagen.
Oh yeah. Actor portrayal, which is a nice way of saying we don't actually have this. We're being paid to pretend we do. But they pay us $5,000 to do this commercial, and you know what? Car loans are expensive.
Yeah.
By the way, that is pretty much the going rate for a lot of commercials like this, drug commercials. They pay like $4,000 to $6,000 easy.
See, like with my thing is like, what's okay for a commercial like that? What's like the usual length of time that it takes for at least like on-set filming?
4 days maybe.
Really?
Yeah. There was one that I haven't seen it yet. I did audition for it. It was $6,000, filmed in Hoboken, but it was 4 days. So it was like the 17th to the 21st. They may not need you. They may need you all days. They may not need you all days, depending on the schedule of it. But even like the background actors that you see in these things, it was still $300 for them. And they were just like, guy throwing frisbee or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, you see those, yeah.
But yeah, these drug, like I said, $6,000, and I'm like, I'll take it. I don't care.
That's crazy though.
Dude, yeah.
But like, I'll see some of these commercials, and like with that being like knowing having an idea 3-4 days,
yeah,
and you see come like, bro, there's no way, like if you guys really focused, you couldn't have gotten that done in 2 hours.
that's not wrong.
Like at least like straight up like the actual like physical acting you see on TV, forgetting the editing and the graphics and the voiceovers and all that stuff. Like the actual filming of people doing something physical, there's no reason why that couldn't have taken a day.
Steve, if it's Steven Soderbergh, Woody Allen, or Spike Lee, yeah, or Rob Reiner, I'd give it that too. But yeah, no, the person I had on Monday, he was very specific on things. It was, it was brutal. So thank you for running point on that last Monday. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. But Aiden, they had Trayvon Diggs' kid on there in a Mahomes jersey.
That kid's a superstar.
Second down and 14, they hand the ball off. It's a decent pickup. It's going to pick up about 10, but it is going to set up a third down and about 4.
Well, there was a whole thing early in the season where he had gotten him during Hard Knocks, confused Mahomes with Dak Prescott. So it's kind of like,
really?
It ended up, they were sitting there talking, and Dak walks into whatever cafeteria room where they were in, and by accident he was you're Patrick Mahomes. He's like, aren't you Patrick Mahomes? And it ended up playing off as like this really charming moment, and so it's kind of grown into almost like this joke.
Well, it's kind of like basically Samuel Jackson. Now. If you ever see like Samuel Jackson will wear a shirt that says "No, I'm not Lawrence Fishburne," and Lawrence Fishburne wears a shirt that says "No, I'm not Samuel Jackson." God, they're going back to that punting game again on 4th and 6.
Oh, come on,
dude.
See, at that point now, like, there's no other way to say that they've given up.
Heineke, he looked like he wanted to slam his helmet down in frustration, which, okay, I think
he still wanted to be out there on the field.
Yeah, dude, you know what? I don't blame him. You got to try and salvage this game any way you can. So, another, to be fair, another really good bounce for Washington on that.
Down to the huge bounce.
Yeah, down to the 5-yard line. So MVP for Washington right now is, in fact, your punter.
It was weird the way it.
It's a weird replay of actually the punt itself. All right, well, whatever. But yeah,
they're saying it hit the jumbotron or something.
Is that what? I don't know. Is that in play if it hits the jumbotron? Because Dallas.
I would imagine not.
Yeah, I was going to say, but I mean, Dallas has the ball at the 6-yard line, so
there's no way that they would be able. That has to be like in baseball, a dead ball.
Yeah. Dak with a pass over the middle and completed to.
Looks like Cooper.
Is that Cooper? Yeah.
Yep.
But that'll buy him or maybe they're calling it incomplete. The clock. Never mind.
No, they're calling it incomplete.
Yeah, they are. That would have been giving him a quick bit of yardage there.
See that again.
That is a nice jumbotron, though. I'll give it credit.
I guess it must have, or it grazed like the side. Otherwise, they wouldn't really start showing it.
Yeah. Well, I know in Tampa at Trop, actually, if it hits, it still counts. So completion over to Schultz, who's picking up, about 8 on that. Sets up a third down and 2. If it hits the rafters or anything up top, it's still in play. So you can actually have a double inside the infield.
So maybe they knew and they were like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's the biggest jumbotron in the world, isn't it?
I think this new one at SoFi, the one that's the circle,
Mm.
Um, I think has that one beat.
Pitch out to Elliott, who picks up the first down on that. Strangely enough, I think that's a huge first down because I don't think you want to go 3 and out a second time.
Next gen stats powered
Yeah,
by your friends at Amazon.
Amazon, yes. And the fine people there. Dak throwing deep and incomplete for Cooper. Huh. Curious play call on that. But yeah, I was going to say for all the Amazon employees, they're like, oh my God, thank you. It's after Christmas now.
I know. I was actually very lucky that they were very cool with having me being able to take off.
You know, I have to admit, I was a little surprised by that. But I mean, I guess maybe there's so many that they could find somebody else.
I like to think I'm irreplaceable.
Well, you are.
No,
Yeah.
but like, I've been saying it, but like, they really have been going out of the way to make sure like all the pack like have been spread out. Like
Mhm.
nobody's getting too overloaded. Nobody's out
Mhm.
there, till 8, 9 o'clock at night with 400 packages. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, like it really is. What you consider peak season, but like it really is spread out to a point where it's pretty well
Mhm.
managed.
How many
Like
miles a day?
there hasn't been one day out there where I really was like, all right, this is too much. Like these are too many pack. Like
Nearly picked off, by the way, for this
yeah,
brings up
nearly
fourth
picked
down.
off. Yep.
How many miles roughly in a day? How many miles you driving?
Miles, not much.
Hmm.
It really ends up only coming out to probably less than 20 miles
Hmm.
because everything is just so packed into an area.
Stop and go, so much of it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like it really, there are some streets where it's really like mailmen, like where I'm going house, 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 house. Okay, I'll
Hmm.
skip that house. Next house. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people are ordering a lot of shit.
Well, I mean, honestly, it's so much easier. You
Yeah.
know, when I worked retail back in the '90s, there was no internet. Every employee had to work. Now it's like, if you want to.
Even when I was in high school, retail even isn't as immediate as it is now,
Hmm.
as it was almost 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
But yeah, these things are getting, and then obviously how COVID was,
Hmm.
that really jump started a lot of these extra, like with these stores making all these extra
Hmm.
online shopping, options and pickups and deliveries and stuff like that. Yeah, it's wild. It really is an industry in itself, like the delivery industry.
Yeah. Wait till they start doing pharmaceuticals. It's like what's the next thing that you can do?
No,
Pharmaceuticals.
honestly, there are a
Now,
lot of like straight up like your regular like your nature made vitamins.
hmm.
Like I'll be like I can tell like that's what I have in some of the packages, not so much the boxes.
Hmm.
A lot of people order a lot of vitamins and a lot of God knows whatever.
Vitamins are easy, but I'm talking about stuff like this.
Yeah.
The real thing. If they make a contract with Pfizer and Johnson and all the rest of them,
Contract if they don't buy them out.
yeah.
Or
What
just completely
could
absorb them.
you imagine buying some of that? What surprises me, they don't have a stadium, do they? Amazon?
I was gonna say I'm they don't he doesn't have a team either.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if within the next 10, 15 years if he doesn't bring another sports team to Seattle.
Basketball would go really well. I mean, what else you got, left over there?
I mean, yeah, you have the Kraken starting up. You have the Seahawks.
Yeah. You got the Mariners, you got the Sounders. So
It's just
rugby? Yeah, and I mean, why would it even have to be Seattle, too? I mean, you could put it literally anywhere you want.
it just makes the most sense for him to bring a basketball team.
Yeah, it's never been the same there in Seattle since the Sonics left. So I think that team really they need that and they deserve that.
And it's still crazy where kids now, or a lot of kids now, don't even realize that Kevin Durant has been in the league so long where he was a supersonic.
Yeah.
Like he was drafted as a supersonic.
Actually, he was out with COVID yesterday too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was out. Kyrie Irving was out.
If he was, I think he was, yeah.
Yeah.
He was
on a
holding on
Christmas
for
Day
dear
game
life.
against the Lakers. Sorry, go ahead.
He was holding on for dear life with that team.
And Heineke goes down on the first play from scrimmage.
Nah, he's already down.
Yeah. So brings up a second down on that.
Marquise Golston. I think an ex-Jet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a name from the past. So what do you expect out of your Jets next year?
Well, what are we, 4-11 this year? So we didn't, they pretty much came into this year anywhere from like 4 or 5 wins. So like for the most part, they're on pace. So I would like to see you get up to the 500-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would be happy with a 500-ish record next year.
So like an 8-9, 9-8 kind of thing.
Even 7-10 wouldn't kill me if it was like a promising 7-10.
Sure.
Or like it wasn't an ugly 7-10, but you can't have another season like this. It's gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could because you still have both first years with Salah and Zach Wilson and LaFleur. So I guess, yeah, I guess you give them the 2-year, the benefit. But yeah, I think there's no reason why you get Becton comes back healthy next year. You have these top these 2 draft picks in the top 10. Be smart. These drafts, last couple of drafts, they've been smart about. I'm expecting a 500 season next year.
All right, I think it's a respectable, commendable goal.
Expecting 500.
So, quick. By the way, another handoff on second down at 8, so it's going to pick up maybe 2, but set up a very, very long third down and about 15 to 16 on that. So, questionable play call, by the way, on a second down and 18 when you're down by 35 points, but. I don't know. I don't see the point of that one much.
No. Yeah, no. A couple of these second half play calls from Rivera have been some head scratchers.
Yeah, and I mean, you unless they're already decided to just resign their, this game overall, and I think they're probably not that far. They're probably like one drive away from this. If this is a 3 and out here, this might be the one where they just call it. Heineke's back right now. Scrambling, throws it. Almost. I was gonna say almost caught for sure, and then could have actually been an interception.
That would have been brutal.
Yeah, that would have been a third interception for Heineke tonight. But instead, it brings up a 4th down, and I guess they're gonna punt again. I don't know.
I mean, sure.
You're like, sure, sure, why not?
I don't. I can't look at this game and not be like Washington hasn't thrown in the towel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think if you're punting with 6 minutes left in the third quarter like this, one could assume that the punt is blocked, no less. And now it's 49. Oh, good Lord.
We're going to see it. 50 points.
You know what? Yeah.
All right. Now 60. Is it possible?
Like, all right, you got one. Let's go to the next level on this.
49. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So.
Oh.
God, even when they're not even trying, they're still scoring on this.
He was blocked and blocked the punt.
Yeah.
He was being pushed out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And by the grace of his extension, that's a beast play.
That is 2 defensive touchdowns today, including a block punt,
right
3 or 4, I think 4 sacks. I think at this point, and a pick 6 on top of it. And that kick is straight through, and now 49-7.
It makes up for their past Christmas, past Thanksgiving game blunders
Mm-hmm.
at home, nonetheless. Too stomping Washington at home for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
So, well, yeah. So at this point, 6 minutes left to play in the third quarter. We're in a commercial break right now, but yeah, this is. Don't be surprised if they pull Heineke at this point. It was nearly an interception, but just the same, it was a block punt, and now you're down by
Now
42 points.
and now is even Dak going to go out there?
Probably not. I would say he'd want to preserve him because the last thing you need is to have a quarterback that put up 4 touchdowns and no interceptions to get injured in basically a garbage game at this point.
Yeah,
You put him in, you maybe pull out Elliott on top of it. There's a lot you can do with just the backups at this point to burn clock. If you really need to, then you bring him back in if it's suddenly like 49-28. But
yeah. If I'm pulling Dak.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I would. I mean,
if I could pull Dak, send him to the showers, and even send him home to bed already, I
mm-hmm.
would.
Yeah, which as they're literally doing a commercial for him sleeping.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sleep number. What's his sleep number? It's going to set it to whatever the final score of this game is going to be.
Right. I don't know what my sleep number
Sleep
is.
number, 49. that feels perfect.
You know what the big difference is that I'm finding? He did this commercial fine, but he's not. But it's like the only commercial he did.
He's done. But you know what it is though? It's one at a time. Like it's the sleep number, and then he did like the Campbell's chunky soup.
Mm-hmm.
But like that, I haven't seen those commercials. So like those ran their course, and now he's got the sleep number.
But like Baker, Baker doing like the at-home series. So he's got that distracts him, I think, so much when you do that many commercials.
I wonder how much Alice Cooper is being paid for that commercial.
Probably a fair amount.
How much royalties he's getting per play?
Yeah,
because I got to tell you, he's got to be one of Baker's biggest fans right now, Alice Cooper.
Yeah. Kickoff's underway, but the amount you get on residuals on that is tens of thousands.
Especially when you're that name with that company in that setting tied to the NFL. Ooh.
Hey, Lawrence Taylor. A better era. I remember that interception. I literally remember. Oh, sorry, that's the Jets.
Oh, right on Johnny Hector.
Yeah.
Damn.
St. Louis Cardinals back then too. Yeah, the Giants haven't had.
I still think that's funny how they had 2 St. Louis Cardinals at the same time.
So handoff to Gibson, who picks up the first down, almost the first down, out of bounds though.
If not, just short of the first down.
Clock is continuing to run though. Yeah. Micah Parsons versus LT. I'm rooting for LT all the way on this one. 6'3", 237 to 246.
It's so crazy. Yeah. You don't. Oh man.
I will say this though, and obviously Micah Parsons, is the stronger guy, but that was also an era when players were not as big as they are now. So 6'3", 237 meant a lot more in that era. 5 minutes left now, second down. What's on tap for you tomorrow?
Just hanging out. Really, just
I've run out of things to talk about with this game at this point.
I just watching a lot of TV shows, a lot of movies. Just wanted to catch up on things, catch up on some sleep, even.
Yeah, well, fair. Second, third, and fourth ever there by Gates to pick up some added yardage, but My wife's taking my car tomorrow. I'm taking hers to the Nissan dealership for an inspection. That's a big part of my day tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, living it
There
up
you
hard.
go.
Yeah, exactly. There's a burger place down the corner that apparently it's like been there since the 1940s. So while I'm waiting, I'm gonna go check that out.
There you go.
I kind of feel like like Will Ferrell in Old School. It's like, yeah, I got a big day tomorrow. Going to Home Depot.
Good. You got a big day tomorrow, and you're just productive of all these little non-significant things that add up to being nothing.
100%, yeah.
And you're like, man, got a lot of things done today.
Mm.
But you can't point out one thing.
So, but now closing in on 3.5 minutes. I didn't even put that on there. 3.5 minutes left. Third quarter. Only a third quarter now.
This NHL lockout is becoming a problem.
With COVID and all that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the league pushed back to at least Tuesday, I believe. Heineke isn't scrambling, in trouble, throws it away. Yeah, I know. I mean,
do you think it's going to be pushed back even to the new year?
Could be. If it continues to be an issue that way, yeah. I mean, they did weirder stuff last year with this. I know a lot of teams have already canceled games, and Omicron is affecting every league now. I mean, you're seeing what's obviously happening. We talked about the NBA and what happened with the Nets yesterday. You're seeing what's happening, with the NFL, where the Eagles had a Tuesday night game. Still crushed the Giants today, but Tuesday games are complicating the system a little bit here. And he keeps scrambling again. Lobs one, incomplete. And with a flag on the play, too. Might be a hold or something.
Some side-on delivery there.
Or actually might be roughing the passer. Heineke's very slow to get up.
Depending on how, yeah.
Offsides on the defense. No big. All of that, I figured would be a more interesting penalty than that.
Yeah, it was much ado about nothing.
Really was. But see, that was a helmet right to the chest. Ouch. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was
probably got the wind knocked out of him.
Could be that, even a bruise.
Especially if you got hit like the diaphragm, like right under the ribs.
One could argue that could be
more right in the chest, but
yeah, like I said, that could be a bruised rib on that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's been sacked 4 times, hit 4 times, and hurried 5. So, less than half of his dropbacks have been safe.
No, honestly, this looks like Mahomes last year in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. They ran it on 3rd and 5.
To actually go for it this time?
I think may as well. Maybe that's why they ran it. They figured it out.
Yeah.
So
just
well, Heineke is staying in there. 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter, 49-7. Still going. There we go. Heineke back, throws it over center, and batted away, and they turn the ball over on downs.
Looks like
I don't disagree with the call. I don't know about you, but
no, I think he had somebody else open. I just thought that was the wrong read.
I would almost say just quarterback sneak it. If it's a 4th down and 1, you might as well.
Thought you had 13 there.
Yeah.
Who will cut across on the outside? I thought you had.
So yeah. Up. Dak is done.
Yep. Yeah.
I was gonna say that was a Cooper Rush. Yeah.
Yep.
So you know what? Good. Hand the ball off. Burn the clock. Yeah.
Give it a coop.
Yeah. 2:15 left. A modest 49-7. I think the 50 is still doable here.
Yeah, if you just kick a field goal.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, Pollard's in. I figure Pollard might stay in. Elliott might be taken out.
And the receivers would probably stay in.
Hmm. Unfortunately for Dak, he only has 8 yards passing in the second half. It's going to hurt his stats there.
That's it, man.
Yeah. 140 left. Second down and 6. I think Pollard's in the backfield right now.
Yes. Yeah, Pollard, CD at the top.
Handoff. Turns the corner. Doesn't have anything. Picks up maybe a yard if he's lucky.
I don't even think so.
If he's lucky. So probably would set up a pass play here, I think.
Cooper Rush the ball.
This shot of Jerry Jones is brought to you by Diet Dr. Pepper.
See, I always wondered if Steven, like, does he call him Dad or Jerry or like what? Like, that's always weird to me.
Dad, maybe? You Stephen Jones, you mean?
Yeah.
Sir. Cooper with the completion and got the first down. Okay. Yeah. Picks up a lot more on
and
that.
And some.
And still on his feet. Down inside the 30.
Do it. Yes.
Down to the 20.
Hold on to
inside the 15-yard line.
Hold on to the ball.
You know, I'm sitting there. It's like you saw this. Basically, he had the first down and then backed up. And it's like you don't ever back up when you have a guaranteed.
No, he should have just kept coming all the way on the outside.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to cut it back again.
That
was a lot of zigging and zagging.
Yeah. That's one of those rare 1 in 10 opportunities where actually, you run backwards and it actually benefits you greatly. Usually just you fail. But that will in the third quarter too, so. So 49-7.
And what could be at least 52-7.
Yeah, probably would be. Dallas has scored more points on defense than Washington has scored on offense.
What about Dallas's offense?
35 points. But
so basically both offenses combined.
Yeah. By the way, Christmas present that I got.
Look at that. That's so great.
Yeah.
Oh,
because Scotty needs a bobblehead.
I would love that for myself.
Dude, I don't know. My father sent the JPEG, and then they just make this thing, and I just
Devil's jersey on. Was that Devil's jersey?
Yeah, basically the closest that you can get without trademark.
Trademark, yeah.
And also not that black jersey. But it looks like Memorial. Yeah, I know. I think cool. It's so. But what's funny about it is it even has the facial stubble that I have. So it's got that kind of a detail. I don't know how the hell they made this happen, but damn, I feel it's so cool. Yeah.
You see these the Cameo where you pay for these celebrity videos?
Yep.
These personalized videos.
Yeah, you get some big friggin' names. Like John Cleese is on those things.
Yeah.
And
some are more expensive than they probably should be for that person, and then some are that's pretty cheap.
Yeah, I know. I don't really get why some of them are ridiculously inexpensive, and some are really.
Yeah. And you could really find the most random of people.
Yeah.
It's actually really funny.
Yeah, it's funny. What's weird is actually Cameo and Celeb VM is the other one. I know some of the people that are on there, and it's do I pay you? Do you need the money? Is that what's going on here?
Or the best, or it's if you know that person and you're they don't need that money.
No. I mean, the latest one
which I guess is a lot how most of them is. But then at that point where it's all right, well, I guess the company needs to make money at that point.
Yeah, I don't know how the percentages work on stuff like that, but
Yeah.
I saw Brett Azar on there the other day. He plays Iron Sheik on the show Young Rock, and I was like,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I remember you when you're like a low, did this really really shitty like Jersey Shore, Jersey Horror, Jersey Devil film, and it was like so low end, and it aired in Ridgewood, and so that's where I met him for the first time, and it's like, nice job, dude. You went from like this low end
You
thing to
made it.
nothing.
You
So
made it.
yes, he was also the same guy that was in those Ryan Reynolds commercials for like Candy Crush, as like Ryan Reynolds' body double, the really jacked dude.
Oh,
Yeah, that's Brett Azar. He's the guy who plays Iron Sheik on
that's
Young Rock.
hilarious.
Yeah.
There you go.
So,
He,
all right. Second down and
put
5.
that on your resume, Ryan Reynolds stunt double.
Basically, yeah.
Hey, that's an eye opener right there. Yes, yes,
Yep.
down. Yes.
Oh God. And you know what? Maybe 60 is doable. You watch the face down there.
They look like they're all high fiving, like they're trying to just run the score.
Dude, you know what?
See,
It's
and
a
that's
division rival with a long history.
how do you feel about running scores?
I mean, I'm not big on it personally. I think after a while you have to be able to just have the same level of respect that they do. But having said that as well, the Washington team has been so unbridledly inept tonight that I don't know. I'm more concerned about potential injury than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, yeah. Injury aside, but like,
Yeah.
I'm for it.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, I caught a little bit of heat last year. I forget exactly what the situation was. I'm trying to draw a blank, but there was a baseball game, and I think it was against the White Sox, and Yohan Moncada, I think, hit a home run on an infielder who was brought in to pitch, and the guy's like lobbing.
Oh,
Like
and La Russa sent him down to the minors.
yeah, was it Yohan Moncada that did it? I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Now my response is at that point you don't deliberately swing for the fences. My take. Like I said, I caught some shit for this one, but my attitude is on a 3-0 count, you don't want to make an out. I get that. You don't want to make an out. You definitely want to strike out. But when you got a guy who's lobbing pitches that are like 55 miles an hour, take one strike. At 3-1, do it, swing at that point. But at 3-0, don't swing for the fences in a case like that.
Again, like I find it really hard to tell a batter to take a chill pill on pitches where like that, because if they swing and they ground out, like all it is just going against their average.
Mm-hmm.
So like I can't find it in me to tell a batter to do that.
I think it's
like if you hit on like that is what it is. Like sorry. Like the situation doesn't arise that much where the managers are throwing these infielders in to pitch, and guys are like T-ball hitting home runs off them.
Maybe it's a generational thing where in our case you don't run up the score and you still have respect for the opponent. And I think it's a little bit different for how sports are now. So maybe that's just me being an old crotchety old fart, But I guess for me, like I said, you take one strike, fine. You're not going to strike out against the guy. If you take one strike and you still hit a home run, that's fine. But I don't know. Like I said,
fine. If you're doing it, that's fine.
If you're doing it to pad your own stats, maybe I got a problem with it.
But like, I'm not gonna kill the guy for hitting a home run. Like,
Salvation Army and Dallas Cowboys.
Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah.
Salvation Army.
And Windows 11.
And Windows 11.
Yeah. I'm surprised nothing has actually overtaken Windows at this point. I figured Google would have an OS that would be destroying it by now. And kickoff, 14-16 left in the game. Presumably this game will not, in fact, go to overtime.
I don't.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Was this Dallas plus 7.5, 8?
Yeah, 8.5.
8.5.
Yeah, I think Dallas is going to cover this one.
Yeah, Dallas by 8.5 times the score. Actually, I think that's true. 7 times 8, right? It's 56.
Yep.
Look at that. The way to see that math right there, real quick.
Yeah, all smiles in Dallas right now.
Yeah.
Nope, not Heineke anymore.
No, that's not Blake Bortles either.
No,
It's
Bortles. Who the hell is that anyway?
I can't tell who that is. That looks like
I'm waiting for the.
Terrell Basham Jets.
You know
Gold
what?
Jets.
If you're part of the coaching staff of Washington after this game, don't be surprised if somebody gets shit canned after it. Especially on the defensive side, man. Yeah.
That plane ride back. It's not even like they could just take a quick bus from Philly home,
mm-hmm.
or even MetLife. They got to fly from Dallas home.
Yeah, or like 2 back-to-back home games, kind of a thing.
Man.
Yeah, that's a rough, and that's a long, rough hour and a half, 2-hour ride. Probably 2 hours, I guess, maybe 2.5.
What?
From Dallas to Washington.
As a bus ride?
A plane ride.
Plane?
2.25, maybe.
Probably. Yeah, about halfway across. Yeah.
Dallas playing in the not NFC South.
I don't think my realignment is crazy.
No, but
I get the whole like change, the rivalry thing. But like honestly, this would be a perfect time. Washington with their brand, they're in this weird, like unidentified time of the franchise. Do it now. Split it now, and realign it.
I mean, you could you could keep Carolina in that division also. I mean, you could very simply probably switch Carolina with Dallas.
That's the only move in the NFC that would have to be done.
Mm-hmm. But you lose so much of the rivalries between Dallas and all 3 teams, especially the Eagles. So it all comes down to that particular case there. But Jerry Jones is no idiot.
Nope.
But right now, yeah. Tonight, Washington is 2 for 18 on 3rd down. 3rd down and 6. Throw the center and incomplete, bringing up a 4th down. And possibly a punt. Because why bother going for it on 4th down now?
You just go for it.
Nope. Walking off.
Nope.
So. Who is that guy anyway? Who is that masked man?
Who's the new quarterback?
Kyle Allen. Okay, yeah. Recognize that name. Yeah. Played a couple years with Carolina, but he's been the backup here for the last 2 years.
Wasn't he their quarterback last year?
He was backup, quarterback or backup last year, yeah. That ball goes into the end. Nope. Does not go in the end zone.
Wow.
It's down to the 1 yard line.
At the half.
That is your Washington player of the game. When your punter is the player of the game by far. But
just on damage control.
Yeah. He's put up good numbers on that, pinned them at the 1 yard line in this case. So now you got your shot. Dallas could, in theory, basically score 60 plus points in this game. Needs a touchdown, though. Can they do it?
I think they can.
Yeah.
I would love to see 60 points. Let's see.
Most points in it.
The Colts and the Saints a handful of years ago. 10 years ago. The Saints scored 62.
Yeah, highest all time is 72. The then Redskins against the Giants back in 66, they won 72-41. Yeah, recent memory. This most recent game, the Saints beat
On
the Jets game with O'Brien.
November 17th, 1985.
That's Kenny O'Brien back then, wasn't it?
85 had to have been.
Yeah. Freeman McNeil, I think, also back then too.
Yeah, you had Freeman McNeil, JoJo Townsend, Altoon.
Mm-hmm.
That's even before Keyshawn. And you had the New York Sack Exchange. The 80s Jets, man.
Gastineau and all that too, yeah.
Yep.
You see, the Cowboys' all-time record from the looks of it is 59
Those are
points.
some bad boys.
If the Cowboys get a field goal, they would tie their all-time high at 59 points. So
They've never eclipsed 60.
They've never eclipsed 60 from what I'm looking at right there now.
New Year's Eve with Miley Cyrus and Pete Davidson.
Yeah, live from Miami. Yeah, they got that. Ryan Seacrest, I think, is on ABC. Anderson Cooper and was it Andy Cohen, I think, on CNN. I don't know what CBS has got.
With Lopez, maybe? Mario Lopez. No, Mario Lopez.
Oh, Mario. Well, yeah. Dude, I don't think anybody in Hollywood has a more diverse career than like Mario Lopez does. Oh, God.
Jamie Foxx. No, Jamie Foxx definitely has.
I don't know, but Jamie Foxx in movies and commercials, sure. But you're not going to see him like host a reality show or end up on like some Lifetime movie.
No, but he would do. He would host award shows and reality shows and like the comedy and the dancing, like do it all kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, look, give Mario Lopez credit. He has kept his career going. You know, he probably of all the original bunch might be the most successful one of the bunch because that dude just keeps going.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I would say so for sure.
I mean, it's not like super major high level stuff, but the man keeps getting a job everywhere he goes. Dustin Diamond.
He would be like that sub level A-list.
Mm-hmm. 3rd down and 8, by the way. They're running the ball.
Like he would be like out of a room of extremely famous people, like he'd be the least famous. Like that kind of deal.
And yo to you, how you doing out there? So enjoying this very one-sided game right now at 56-7 with 10.5 left. Mario Lopez. I mean, Mark Paul Gosselaar. He was on a couple TV shows, things like that. So, we're talking a little soccer in this case.
Count me out.
Yeah. So, here's the funny thing. Yes, I will say this about soccer or European football. It is growing in popularity. They made the announcements here that they're broadcasting, Manchester games, West Ham. I think Arsenal's got a game coming up. They're broadcasting all of them here on national television in the U.S. So it's finally the soccer world, so to speak, is finally coming around on this side of it. And you know what? I'm very excited by that.
And then you'll see the numbers for that and how this market really responds to it.
Dude, the U.S. is such a United Nations country now more than it ever has. So you have so many people that bring over the sports that they came with.
But I saw Chelsea in.
What's that?
I was going to say Chelsea. I've probably watched one full soccer game in my life. Like me, like I can't. I'm not a soccer guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if it was Chelsea, but it's like I don't know, the European soccer with all these leagues and these tournaments and this team plays that team from this guy. It's all so muddied to me where I can't even begin to follow it.
So, well, that's part of the problem the pitches have over here. I mean, like I said, I cover NYCFC at Yankee Stadium. That stadium right there, and that pitch is considered to be literally one of the worst pitches in the world. And the Yankees hold a pride like that, man. So, sometimes because the fans were allowed back in the stadium, some games are not being streamed up. Oh yeah, Sky Sports basically. I don't get why they do certain things like that. where they're just like, fans are allowed back in, so we're going to not focus on it. I can see it not being broadcast here.
Sky is their big sports network.
Sky is huge. Sky is huge globally.
Huge. Sky is their ESPN, right?
But it's not just ESPN in like England. It's ESPN in like Australia, India.
Well, that's what I mean. International.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's like ESPN, but globally.
Global.
And they have so many, in England, you have like so many different Sky networks too, that it's like, ESPN 1 through like 12. And, obviously with European football, soccer, being as popular as it is. And obviously these are two strong, powerful teams that have, massive cred. It didn't make a lot of sense, Tom Brady, a favorite. All right. So basically, football is a slower moving version of rugby. So if you know the rugby rules, American football is pretty darn close to that. What's that?
It's more organized.
It's more organized.
I would say structured.
So, you got 11 on each side there. The ball, it's same with rugby. You got to get the ball into the end zone. You can kick field goals and things like that, but plays have a much more stoppage. So in this particular case, we just basically saw a sack. They're going to go back to the line of scrimmage, discuss it, and play. Whereas rugby just kind of just keeps going, and there's no real stoppage in play, similar to like soccer or Australian rules football.
It's really the closest thing to like human chess.
Basically, yeah.
Where a move and trying to know where your defenders are going to be or going to go, or get you in case the offense, if you're on the defense, knowing where the offensive players are going to go. And it's
bad hit too.
Oh,
yeah. So that's going to set up a third down. Basically, with soccer, also, basically you have 4 downs to get 10 yards. If you don't get the 10 yards, you turn the ball over. You have the option at any point, which is often used at 4th down, to do what they call a punt, where you basically kick the ball to the opposing team and give it back to them. So that's probably what's going to happen. It's 3rd down and 12 right now. So if they don't get 12 yards here, they lost 2 yards. Yes, you put the ball in the opponent's end zone, just like with soccer, or with soccer too, but with rugby as well.
And they put a lot of emphasis on beating your opponent on that play.
Yes.
So yes, of course, you want to beat your opponent over the course of the game and get that win.
Mm-hmm.
But they do, especially with this play, 1st down, 2nd down, the way it's so structured, it's this, and this. Their emphasis on win your play, win your matchup against your defender, and the game will play out. Like results will speak for themselves. So it's it's almost like military, like
George Carlin will back that one up.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times what you do on the first play will set the tone for the rest of it. So you could have a run play that sets up a shorter, like say 2nd down or 3rd down, where you don't have to get all 10 yards in one play. So if you run the ball and you get 4, 5, or 6 yards, you have less to do on the future plays. So okay, yeah. There's basically the quarterback is in charge of it. The running back is the one that usually, for the most part, takes the ball there. Wide receivers catch the ball predominantly, and tight ends either catch the ball or block. That's basically it. And then you got 2 kickers. You got a punter and you got a kicker. Kickers kick for points. Punter, kicks the ball away when the team gives up on 4th down.
See, now this is where the whole numbers thing plays into it.
Yeah.
Where right positions up until this year, for the most part, have been set to a specific set of numbers. So like quarterbacks are usually anywhere from 1 to 20, 19, say 19, like Johnny Unitas and stuff. And then you have like your cornerbacks, running backs, and safeties in your 20s to low 30s. So each position has their own range of numbers to kind of help set it up. But yeah, it's a complicated sport to especially with almost no knowledge or very little knowledge, to jump right in and be able to fully take everything in.
Yeah. It's starting to expand globally. There's a couple games in London every year. or Tottenham Stadium specifically. So it is starting to catch on a little bit more, especially with the internet being the way it is. Um, oh, let's
I
see.
don't know if they used to start in Wembley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, White Hart. Yeah. If you say there's a position where you get a lot of touchdowns and stay up the field a lot, that would basically be what you're dealing with right now. Touchdowns are worth 6 points, plus you have the chance to kick an extra point at the end to make a touchdown 7 points. Usually, more often than not, it's 7 points, not 6. So right now, Dallas is currently leading 56-7 because they have run away with this game from the beginning, pretty much. So yeah, they've gotten a lot of touchdowns, and they're just really just kind of killing the clock until this game is over, because this does have a specific time that, as it's down. So now at this point, at 5.5 minutes left in the game, Dallas is just kind of being like, let's finish this up and go home, because they've won this game. They've won this game pretty much from the beginning here.
And from Washington's standpoint, like if you put all these coaches on a line, like there's nothing that they can do. Like this game is absolutely over. So really, both teams at this point are just trying to kill the clock.
Yeah. So it's like I said, this is a lost game for them.
Yeah.
So basically, parking the bus until basically the game is over.
Honestly, This is what if you watch what's it called, cruise control.
Yeah. Washington has the ball right now. They're moving down the field. They might score some points, but there's no way that they're going to make up this many points with this amount of time left. So right now they have a 3rd and 7. So they have really 2 plays to get 7 yards, or they turn the ball over. They could, like I said, kick the ball on 4th down if they chose to. Picked up about 6 on that. So it's going to set up about a 4th down and 1.
And what Dallas is doing is basically giving Washington more space to work with, which is preventative defense, where, and you'll hear these garbage points. So even if Washington scores again another touchdown or a field goal, they'll score points and that'll be good, but like it won't mean anything because it's not making any impact on getting closer to winning this game or tying the game or even anything like that. Yeah. So there's nothing Washington can do to make this a close game except just literally play out the clock.
They're going for it too. Yeah, in this case, Washington is okay giving up yards in exchange for burning the clock and just running the clock down and ending it. So they'll give up 6 or 7 yards because they're so far ahead
and
they're just killing the clock in the process and go home earlier.
and giving up all these small chunk plays, it does nothing. Yeah. Absolutely does nothing.
So it's touchdown difference. So this is actually a 7 touchdown difference, which is extraordinarily high.
Oh, 8. No, 8.
Well, the touchdown difference, I meant.
The difference. The difference is right. Yeah.
Typically in a game, there'll be maybe about 50-ish points that'll be scored between the two. Dallas has 56 alone today. So they scored 42 in the first half. And it just ran away with this game. It was just kind of a boring game. We've done better on this. But typically we'll do games on Thursday, Sunday, and Monday nights. Eastern time, Monday nights. So I'm not sure where you're coming from in this case. But this is where we usually operate the 3 games a week right now, because that's the big 3 nights that they have. Pass over the middle. So now it's down to fumble the ball, but I think he may be down by contact. But we're looking at, first down at the goal to go at the 1 yard line, but 2.5 minutes left in this game. Dallas just doesn't care.
It's like, right. Well, I mean, winning 56-7 rather than winning 56-14 as opposed to 56-7.
That is definitely a fumble.
It doesn't make you look any better.
Yeah. Come basically starting the new year, 5-3. That means a team on goal difference. Okay, goal difference usually doesn't have nearly as much impact here as it does in soccer. It could make a difference in playoff, but before they get to that, they have to go on breakdowns of how the 2 teams did against each other, which may sound familiar, and how they did in their individual divisions first. Then at that point, point differential makes a difference. But it rarely has as much of an impact as, European football, soccer would have.
It's because one goal is equivalent to 1 point,
Yeah,
and not six or seven or even eight
yeah,
for a touchdown with an extra point or conversion.
yeah. So in this case, it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference there. Washington just scored a touchdown, and people are just like, okay, fine.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
this. Yeah, I mean, really, like they don't even care that they
Yeah,
scored.
it's called
Yeah,
prevent
they
defense.
hardly acknowledge it.
Yeah, it's called prevent defense because it's just a
Right.
matter of burning the clock out in exchange for yards to just go home earlier. Dallas has had a good team this year. They're going to go to 11-4.
Half these coaches don't even have their headphones on anymore because there's literally nothing else to do. There's nothing. Yeah. There's no more plays really that you need to be called. There's no communication that really needs to be communicated. So,
and yes, they are absolutely running away with it. A modest 42-point lead. Yeah, that's by U.S. terms a blowout.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Next, I was going to say next October.
This would be like if a soccer team won like 6-0, 5-0.
Might even be 8-1. I think 8-1's a better.
Like something like really like a big. This is crazy.
Good analogy where you can see that the other team just doesn't care anymore and just going to run, just burning the clock out so they can go home. Yeah, this is a high-scoring game here. Come October, they usually play 2 games over in London. There is a decent chance, we're talking about, my wife and I have been talking about it, that we will be in London for, amongst other things, those 2 games. Because I really want to catch a sporting event in Tottenham. It's not what they usually have over there. I get that. But it's part of my hit list to be able to use this company to start doing business trips. And London, yes, London is one of the places there. Bath, I want to spend an overnight in. I'm going to see if I can pronounce it right.
Yeah, London's great.
I'm going to try and pronounce it. The city on the eastern side of Wales. That's where I want to hit up. London. One thing I didn't realize when I was in London, there is a Pret a Manger on every single block over there.
You guys, almost like New York,
dude. There is so many Pret a Mangers there. But London, oh my God, London was so clean, so chill.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Since you're British, I'm going to throw this out there. My wife loves British history. Stay put. I got to be super careful with this.
Yeah, I went to London back in 2014 on a college abroad trip. Stayed in the financial district, but went all over the city.
So, this is an authentic 1881 signed Queen Victoria document.
Getting that Queen Victoria memorabilia.
You gotta get that.
You gotta get that
signature up top.
Yeah,
my wife is a huge fan of British history, Queen Victoria and Albert specifically. So I got it from England. I got the authentication on it, and I gave it to her yesterday for Christmas. It blew her the hell away.
What a fantastic gift.
By the way, since you'll also appreciate this, Brandon, it was also introduced, since you mentioned Cameo, it was introduced by Linus Roche from Law & Order. He played Mike Cutter in the last 3 seasons. He recorded the message basically as part of a sketch. I blew all the money that I had on this, basically.
Yeah, so
we set it up as a scavenger hunt. He's like, all right, your next clue right now, check the pool table. And this whole long, minute and a half, message there.
That's great.
And it went to some London charity for cancer research. But yeah, it was not as inaffordable. I mean, it was pricey, but it didn't it wasn't like $2,000 or even $1,000. It wasn't even $1,000. Right. But it was, yeah. I'm trying to be real careful with this thing because, like I said, the signature is up top. Apparently this blue seal is normal, and we're gonna put this back where it's safe.
Yeah, I hear all the crinkling of it.
Oh yeah.
Got to keep that protected.
I was going to say, I tried to get it framed, but we didn't have it on the schedule. The framing place was going to take too long for it to get it done by Christmas. So I talked to them. I'm going to get it done after Christmas. That's not a big deal. But yeah. I
would love to go back. I remember
no more white hair. So
and I was, what's the Westminster?
Westminster
And
Abbey.
yeah, and they
Yeah.
took us. So they took us into the church and
Mhm.
down in the where they have the burials underneath and stuff like that. And I made it a point to wear my Aussie shirt. And so I was like, yeah. So I packed my Judas Priest shirt, my Iron Maiden shirt, my Sabbath shirt, Ozzy shirt, and on that day I was like, you know what? I'll go with the Ozzy shirt.
Fair. Well, you got to go British in some ways, but yeah,
Well, yeah, all the British bands, but I said for Westminster, Ozzy was the right choice.
yeah, we went to a church service on a Sunday morning at Westminster Abbey, which was really cool. So, okay, you have a friend in Colorado. Yeah, Colorado is about 2,000 miles or 33-ish hundred kilometers west of where we are. So I know you guys have mile markers though. By the way, 1:12 left in this game, so this game is pretty much done. Washington's not even calling timeouts. But if you have any more questions or anything like that, yeah, drop us a message. Follow, subscribe, all that kind of stuff if you want to.
You hear about this at Windsor Castle? That I think they took in like an armed gunman that showed up to Windsor because the Queen's there spending the holiday. That made a big ruckus.
Well, the Queen just had her speech yesterday. We watched the speech this morning, and yeah, it was a tough one since she lost Philip this year. So, but that is going to do this game. By the way, this game is now over.
That's called victory formation, right there.
Yeah. So, and yes, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. I do miss the royal family is well, yeah. They are kind of more. They're famous more for being famous, and
yeah, it's become like no disrespect, but it's become more of like, at least from my American perspective, it's become more of a Kardashian like affair.
Yeah, with more nobility though, I think.
Yeah, or whatever lasting nobility, but it's overall though, I am a huge fan of England and London specifically, and
oh yeah.
Would love to go back. Would love to go
clean.
back.
The air is cleaner. The people are nicer. I expected basically animosity because I came from the U.S. and people were like, okay, cool. And I noticed nobody over there walks with a cell phone in their hand. I figured basically, that everybody would, like they do in New York, where people literally walk into you. Because, no, the only person that had a cell phone was me, and that's because I was walking with it because I'm lost as hell.
Right.
But
I think one of my favorite part there was with their museums. You could just walk in and out all day long.
Oh yeah,
it's fantastic. I mean, you could really go through all of their, like the National Gallery. The I'm really dropping names on a lot of these other museums. The Brit what's the art one? The Brit. The Tate. So one of those, yeah. Something like that. But yeah, you just in and out all
every year to Super Bowl, every single year in February.
Yeah, and then just, I mean, obviously there were some like exhibits, like especially you might have to pay for, but just in and out of the museums all day long was fantastic.
Yeah. The next Super Bowl is going to be, I think, February 13th. I think is the schedule for that.
13th.
That will be broadcast worldwide.
That's late.
Well, yeah, because they added a game this season, so it pushes everything back.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So we got 17 games on the schedule instead of the usual 16. So you could have a literal Valentine's Day.
The shortened preseason, I thought they'd started like a week early. Okay.
Nah, they didn't. But
yeah, Super Bowl and Valentine's Day are like the same day now.
But you, by the way, I just want to point this out. If you're on London time, you were up early this morning because it's 11:30 Eastern over here right now. So you're 5 hours ahead. So it's the middle of the night for you.
We appreciate the view.
I do. I appreciate the conversation. Like I said, I freaking love London, man. It's so much cleaner. Cleaner, air is nicer, the food's healthier. I mean, we kept hitting this place on Victoria Street called the Albert. It was just like this pub that was there, and just, oh my god, it was freaking awesome. It was right by Buckingham Palace, and I'm looking forward to going back there again, big time. So yeah, so thank you for the respect. We are probably going to call it because I want to head to bed at this point, past my bedtime pretty much. But Brandon, any final thoughts?
Nope, I was not expecting this almost 60-point individual affair.
True indeed.
And
But
yeah, it's definitely way
so,
past our predictions. But yeah,
but
this was a total onslaught from the Cowboys. This really ended up feeling like one of the biggest lopsided, not only scores but just on-field performance of this whole season so far.
you know what? All right. So if she's going to choose a team, Dallas is probably the most well-known team, and the team that we're covering tonight. As somebody who's roots for their rival, who's every year perennially a terrible team, I'd say root for Dallas. You know, you're getting an education through that. By all means, if you got questions, ask us. It's, you know, we do get a lot of questions from people around around the world to be like, how does this work versus X, Y, and Z sport? So you know what? If Dallas makes you happy, they won 56-14 today, and they're considered what they call America's team because they are the most famous and most profitable team in the NFL. And right now, with 11 wins and 4 losses, they're having a damn good season. So, but yeah, like I said, drop in any other time we have questions. Like I said, every night, Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night, Eastern time. I mentioned, so the same basic time now. And yeah, that's about it. So I'm going to call it at this point. So thank you as always for all you guys tuning in. Thank you, Brandon, for coming in all the way up from Maine, 400 miles north to do this show. Even though you're on vacation, I appreciate the company. So
grind don't stop. Football don't stop.
Indeed. So as for all you guys, thank you as always. We will be back tomorrow for the Dolphins Saints game. It'll be interesting because the Saints are brutally savaged by COVID right now.
Bortles.
So yeah, tomorrow night, same bat time, same bat channel. Thanks as always. Take care.